Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 170. Big game tomorrow. A lot of celebrity deaths, and we've been gone a few weeks. We're going to put on a good show for you, or we're going to be tired old men.
One of the two.
How's everybody doing? Al, Brian, how you guys?
Good. Happy to be here.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys are in a talkative mood.
Morgan said he needed sin. I said you're welcome.
Well,
Yeah.
you live near Vegas, so.
Yeah, yeah,
You could
you
just-
live in it, bro.
Yeah.
There's no sin there.
No.
Yeah,
Only here on Radio Underground.
yeah, we're the original sin.
That's it.
I think your audio's a little low, but okay.
Is this the politician? No.
No,
This is not about politics and religion.
no, I don't feel like getting my show banned off everything.
Yeah.
You talk about your worldview and it's done.
Over.
I'd rather talk about fun stuff like people dying,
Yeah.
and we had a couple this week.
Yeah.
So I guess we can start off. Well, he didn't. Lanny Poffo, brother of Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah. Leaping Lanny passed away.
He was 68 years old. He did not die a steroid heart death like his brother.
No. But
Thanks.
that thing keeps popping. I don't know what it is, but whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to explode.
I hope it don't.
Remember in War Games when at the end when it started going, everything started flashing? Remember with the
Yeah.
final battle with the computer fighting itself and simulations and stuff? That's what I'm getting from your TV right now. It's like it's fighting itself.
The best way to win. No, the only way to win is not to play.
Yep.
That's
Anyways, yeah, Leaping Lanny. He's dead. He was a genius, right?
yes.
He was the genius and a couple other
Leaping Lanny, the genius.
yeah. He did a couple of different things, but he was more famously Randy Macho Man Savage's brother. Rumor had it he could suck his own dick.
Yeah.
Did he have ribs taken out?
No,
No.
that was the rumor that what's his name? I can't remember who was we watched that interview. Remember that, Mike?
Yeah, it was Hannibal.
It was Hannibal, yeah.
So there was a rumor going around that he could suck himself off.
Yeah.
So then he decided that he would confirm that yes, it's true. And he goes, everyone made fun of me for saying that I could suck myself off. And then they say, "Could you really do that?" I couldn't. He said, "So if you couldn't, that means you tried."
Well, yeah, that's true. Good point.
So they,
But he like you said, he did not die of the steroid heart attack thing, but his family did have a history of heart problems. So
yeah.
his is more hereditary. His brother's was not probably.
Yeah, well, that's
Probably
probably
a combination.
why he lived the 10 extra years compared to his brother.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then also back to the self-fellatio.
Yeah. Autofellatio,
I
that's
had-
what it's called.
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I heard a horrible fact about it, that it's more like giving than receiving.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
What is the point?
So it's more like you're
You're doing a
giving
lot
than-
of work just to get yourself off at that
Well,
point.
All right. Yeah. Let's jump into the fact that you have to swallow your own fucking load, or you got to let it all over your fucking face.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
So
But I think it's more the work aspect of it because you want to feel good, yeah, but it's not feeling good because you're doing all kinds of work and
yeah, it just
Yeah.
seems like it would be. I always thought that it seemed like it'd be a lot of work to try to do something like that.
and also the ever present question when you're doing that, is it gay?
Yeah.
Because you're technically just finishing yourself off.
No,
so
you're
it's
just pleasuring
masturbation,
yourself. It's
but
not
you're
gay,
also sucking a dick.
but it's yours.
Yeah, but this is the chicken and the egg
Yeah.
thing, but it's with the
Yeah.
dick and yourself.
Right.
We all give each other ourselves hand jobs now instead of each other.
Well, like
You guys should see this place
So-
when we're
so
we're
like-
done broadcasting.
Gay incest.
so. Yeah.
Cases.
So like if you're all in a room and you're all jerking yourselves off, is it gay?
Yeah. If you're in the same room doing it, yes.
A circle jerk.
But you're
is-
not jerking anybody else off.
But you're
I am of the opinion that a circle jerk is gay.
that'd be my general opinion too. But
It's gay.
I don't remember where I was going with that.
I don't care how many battles you've been in with your bros at your side. You don't do that.
No.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Leaping Lanny.
Yeah. Sucked himself off.
He sucked himself off. He died. Not because of that. It's not gay. Just like it's not gay if I wrap my hand around my dick and you work my arm. Oh, the Dutch rudder.
Yeah.
It's totally heterosexual. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're helping your buddy to masturbate. I think no matter what you do, that's helping. So unless his arm's broken or something, or he's either
Still
way,
no.
it's no.
Yeah.
It's a hard no.
I don't care if one of you guys get ALS. I'm not doing it.
No.
I ain't doing it.
LAS, late ass.
Loss.
We'll just be like late ass.
Nope, not happening. Sorry. You'll die with not coming again. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we started talking about leaping Lanny Poffo and went into
Natural progression because the whole
went into
he could suck his own dick thing.
circle jerks and
He never reached the same fame as his brother.
no,
But
but he was around, man.
he was around. He was always doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean he was.
He was still active wrestling till fairly recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 5-6 years ago, he
Wait.
was still doing it.
Oh yeah. This.
Just like the Mormon
Soaking.
teens, where
Yeah.
they lay under the bed and push the bed while the other two are
Yeah,
soaking.
Yeah, it's called soaking.
What?
They. Yeah.
No, please.
What?
Basically-
No, what,
all right,
You
explain
can't say
this
yeah.
to
You
me. I
gotta
haven't-
explain it.
Somebody lays under the bed. The
Uh.
other two push the bed while, like, it's called soaking. I don't know that I've just heard it before.
I'm not going to Google that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing my research on
Yeah,
this.
it's Mormon teens.
You should.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
I don't think we ought to talk about this.
Morgan, you need to explain it. You seem to know a lot
It's
about
really
it.
fun.
You explain it.
I'm not cool with the soaking.
No,
I really don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
nope. Like
So-
waterboarding? Is that what we're talking about here? It's waterboarding.
No.
Basically, it's like 3 people involved, though.
And,
I don't.
fucking Mormons, man.
Where's Phil when you need him?
Oh, Phil would know.
Yeah.
It's
They
It's the cork soaking. No, that's from Saturday Night Live.
yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
No.
I've never heard of it.
I didn't know Lanny was still wrestling up until recently. I thought he had been done for a while.
No, well, his if you want to know anything, all these insane facts about him, he's quite open.
Yeah.
In his shoot interview with Hannibal on the Hannibal TV,
There it is.
just check it out. You can hear he's nuts. Okay.
That's how it works.
The boy has his ween in the girl.
Yeah.
One of the buddies lays under the bed and pushes the bed, so it makes the ween go in and out.
Yeah. Because
So-
they're not allowed to move. They're not allowed to have the movement. That's what sex is. Yeah.
It's kind of like Footloose,
And
but
no
it's not
orgasm.
dancing.
What
It's
kind of
just
and
what
you
kind
don't
of
get an or-
technicality is this?
And there's no orgasm from it either.
This sounds like the technicality doing it in the butt is
yeah.
doesn't count.
Yeah, it says soaking is when a man places his penis in a woman's vagina, and that is it. No moving, no thrusting, no orgasm.
Seems like it counts to me.
Then
It's still penetration. So I mean, that's it right there. So the actual movement is the sin.
apparently that's
What?
what their thought is.
There's got to be some weird kind of.
This is some Joseph Smith, Brigham Young made up shit.
This has got to be some weird cuckoldry thing where they got to have a whole soaking.
But why is it
genre.
called soaking?
I don't know.
That's the thing. Why isn't it called pushing or something? That makes more sense in this.
Yeah, soaking is when I walk by. No, I won't do that joke again.
But there's soaking in the Amish community too. But it's not like that. It's like if a girl and a boy go to like some kind of date, then they sleep in the same bed together afterward, but don't do anything.
They're fully clothed too.
They're
aren't
called
they?
it's called soaking.
Why though? That's the worst term.
I don't know.
Soaking to me is like it's getting really wet.
Yeah.
Things are
Yeah.
getting real
Yeah,
wet.
like she's-
not like pee wet.
Yeah, soaking would tell me that she's really into
Here's-
Jebediah.
Here's my thing
Bad.
with it. Like if the Mormon version, okay, so I get on top of a chick. I
Mm.
put my penis inside her vagina.
Yeah.
And then my friend shakes the bed. What's my friend get out of this? Is he gonna get to do that
He's
afterward?
a really good friend.
Does he get to do it afterward? Does he get to go and put the peen in?
I would-
in the ween in
My
the
guess
peen
is
in
there
the
would
girl?
be. My guess there would be some form of agreement between the two of you. Sure.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not going to do that without not getting anything out of the deal.
Yeah, because essentially, like, the guy's getting under the bed and shaking it. Okay, so he's not really watching it. So it's like, okay, now does he get to, like,
How about, like, wouldn't it be easier to, like,
named Joseph Smith?
like, okay, wouldn't it be better to lay your buddy on a bed and get your largest friend that's got the most upper body strength, and he just grabs her under the armpits and uses her as a fleshlight?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, but you're not allowed to thrust.
But no one's thrusting. He's doing,
Yeah.
Using her like a fleshlight.
The guy's just laying there. He's not moving.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just like a crotch post for her, basically, at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably a genre of that.
Well, here's the thing.
He read Cold Stones from a hat, but also he wore a Technicolor jacket.
He did. Wait, that was him? I thought that was from the Bible.
I don't know.
Donny Osmond did the fucking play for like years. Joseph in the Technicolor fucking.
Oh, I didn't think that was Joseph Smith, though.
Donny Osmond did it for like fucking 20 years.
He was a Mormon, or is.
He is a Mormon.
I know, but I don't think the play was based on Joseph Smith.
It wasn't?
I don't think so. I think it was a biblical thing. Man.
Is it? I thought it was fake. I thought it was
Well,
just
it's all fake.
I thought it was just some fake thing.
I mean, I don't think there was actually a Technicolor Dreamcoat, but I think it was based on something from a biblical thing.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
I guess there's only one way.
Is there a Joseph in the Bible?
Now, what if you put a girl on an actual spit roast?
Yeah.
And rotated her, and you just stand there. You're not thrusting, right?
Nope.
You're standing there as there's a rotation, and you're kind of getting the friction that way.
I don't know.
There's a lot of ways to get around this now.
The Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah.
It's a musical by Tim
It's a story of
Rice.
Joseph from the Bible's book of Genesis.
I thought
Joseph's
Adam and
the
Eve
dreamer.
were in Genesis.
Well, the only thing I know about Genesis is that it does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, you get
was-
blood in Mortal Kombat as
Yeah.
well.
Come here, baby. I'm going to let my buddy use you like a flashlight on my dick. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you ever read that or not. I just saw it. I don't know. It's a Mormon thing, and most of the stuff they do doesn't make sense to me anyways.
Yeah.
Well,
They're weird.
You got, there's some decent amendments I'm okay with, but but a lot of it I'm not.
Yeah. Child brides.
So-
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Start them young. I don't know.
Just do what most people do. Have sex. Then when she gets pregnant, claim you didn't have sex. Then name your baby Jesus. Okay, actually, that makes sense. That's a good.
Jesus.
I got a whole bunch of Jesuses out there.
Yeah. I know that. You notice how there's like a ton of Muslims named Muhammad. Doesn't it seem like it seems weird to me that they or then Latino guys are named Jesus?
Yeah,
it's like you're naming yourself after the top guy. So shouldn't it be like how you retire Babe Ruth's jersey and you just don't use it anymore?
Well, and I wonder how that's fair because
Adolf got retired as a name.
You especially
for
with
great things
with the Muslims with the Muhammad thing, you can't depict Muhammad in any way, really. Especially if you're an outsider, you can't depict any pictures of Muhammad or any drawings or anything.
Yeah,
and they can't either, but they can name themselves after him.
Yeah,
or their parents can name them after him.
Yeah,
that just
Muhammad means son of.
Does it?
Yeah,
a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems
Nazareth, man.
It just
That's
seems like those
right?
names.
Nazareth.
That was one of those names that get retired. You know,
It should be.
That's kind of funny. You just said son of, and you're like,
You
bitch.
said
and
Joseph, and they were telling
Nazareth.
Nazareth.
Joseph.
Nazareth.
Jesus came from Nazareth.
Wow. Comes full circle, man.
Whoa.
And you
dude,
guys,
he
you
got
guys
us
probably
talking
know
about
this.
religion.
Yeah, he did.
That fucker got us talking about religion.
Here's the other thing. We're going back full circle to religious thing. A lot of people don't know this, but Leap and Lanny Poffo was born in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Really?
just made that up.
Oh, because I was going to say he's Canadian.
No. He's American, but
No, the Savages aren't. The Poffos are from here.
He said he was a Canadian-American wrestler.
What? Oh, you know what?
I think they were born in. I think he was born in Canada. It said.
Really?
I swear that's what it said.
well, their mother was a Hungarian Jew. You hear that, Eric?
Uh-oh.
You hear it?
He's gone. He left already.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Canadian American. Yeah, he was born in Calgary, and then
Wow.
moved afterward.
That is crazy.
Like here
He's
he goes.
born in Calgary.
There he is.
To an Italian and a Jew.
Yeah, but Randy
An
was.
Italian American
They
and
must
a
have
Jewish
just.
American.
They must have just moved to Canada, and then he was born there,
Well,
and then he came back.
A
'cause-
lot of people went up there and worked during the 50s.
Yeah.
A lot of people went up there, working way up there, because there was like a lot of jobs up there putting like pipeline, like electricity, like fucking. Because like I know this old hillbilly that went up there and would work like 4 months at a time. He'd work up in Canada, putting up telephone poles, way up in like
Calgary.
It was way up there, and he'd get paid big time. He'd go up there and work like 4 months, basically during the nice season. They'd go up, and he'd make big money.
July.
Yeah, and he said he'd make so much money in them 4 months, and then like they would he would get paid cash, and nobody would ever,
Hey, has the TV been okay since I switched ports over here? I switched it. I got up and switched it. I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen
flashing.
anything in a little while.
So I think we're okay. I think I figured it out. I got a bad port,
All right.
so
Is that under warranty?
it's like 5 or 6 years old now.
Oh,
I-
is it?
I probably got to get a new Mac soon.
Oh, I thought you meant the TV is.
New Mac Shakur.
So you're thinking the port on the
No,
computer
on the Mac.
on the computer.
Yeah, because I switched the port on there,
Mm-hmm.
and it still did it. So it was this end, and now it's okay. I think.
Sounds like they just went up to Calgary for a little bit so Dad could do some wrestling, but then they came right back.
But their wrestling territory was Lexington.
Yeah.
Smells like queefs in there. Hey, Phil, you know about soaking?
What?
Mormons?
Yeah, you can explain this.
Soaking. We were just told about this. My mom had a bad port, probably from being a whore.
So Lanny was Canadian American just because he was born while his parents were there,
Yeah, because Randy was born in Columbus, Ohio.
and they said that when they started going to school and stuff, they were in Ohio pretty much from that point on.
Yeah.
Like you said, Lexington.
Yeah, the Poffo's territory were they
It's doing it now.
he's doing it again.
Yeah.
They were big in all the way Paintsville, Prestonsburg, Pikeville.
Yep.
They did a wrestling match, and my cousin Steve used to heckle the Poffo brothers, but he said it was good natured. Like they knew he was a smart mark, somebody that knows that it's a performing.
Yeah.
And they just would roast each other back and forth a lot.
Not spit roast, but
Yeah, that happens later.
So yeah, so basically they were probably all up there. Mom went into labor,
Yeah.
but he got Canadian. He got dual citizenship because of that.
They're probably visiting Stu Hart because that's the only person who lives up there. Like, hey, Stu. And then he got born while I was there.
Yep.
The pop the peen in, don't move. The other people move the bed. They stay. Okay.
Yeah.
That confirmation
Phil knows.
from a Mormon named Phil. Practicing.
Yeah.
Are you a good Momo?
Yeah.
You're a good Momo.
Yes.
That's a good Momo.
Who else died this week?
Well, others. Definitely others.
Jerry Lawler almost died since we're on the wrestling
Jerry
thing.
Lawler. Yeah,
But he made it. He made it.
He did. He had a stroke, but
Yeah, I thought we were going to lose him.
Thought we were gonna lose the king.
No, he actually made it.
and like you said, he's straight edge. He didn't do the drugs and everything.
No, he didn't drink, didn't do drugs, nothing. He just wanted to be the kind of superhero, and he tried to live it.
Yeah.
And then he became a pretty decent heel announcer as he got old.
I watched him and Jim Ross when they were doing the Hell in a Cell with Mankind and Undertaker, where it was so good. That whole match was good, but just the announcing, he's like, the man is dead. It's the whole match. But yeah, he was a great announcer.
So Phil says, in my day, it was lots of bum pumps, like Brian's theory.
Well-
So they
Oh,
were pure still.
yeah.
Oh my God! When I moved out there, yeah, dudes, like there was guys that told me that like like so many chicks that they went to school with, they're like, dude, every one of them fucking, they were all Mormon, they all took it in the ass.
Hey,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not sex.
Yep.
What about
All
the
the
sodomy
time.
part of the Bible?
Yep.
Ignore that
That's
part.
it. Yeah. I'm like,
You
Whatever,
ignore-
I don't
you-
care.
You ignore that
It's their
part.
life, not mine.
It's only sodomy if it's a dude doing it to another dude.
Actually,
Otherwise-
technically, sodomy is not anal sex. Sodomy is anything that is other than for procreation.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
Well, that ain't how I
I
took it.
partied.
you partied.
That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
we did have some other, because you said something about somebody. I mean, I know the king made it. He survived.
He did.
Well, Burke Bacharach, which we knew so well. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I was an astute follower of his.
Yes.
Looking
know
back
it's-
on it, there was a lot more of his songs I knew than I
There's
thought
a
I knew.
ton he wrote for everybody.
What's New Pussycat by Tom
Yeah.
Jones.
Oh, he wrote-
bunch of
yeah.
Tom Jones
Yeah,
shit.
bunch of Tom Jones shit. Yes.
Some what's her name? Tammy? No, not Tammy. Dionne Warwick stuff.
Yep.
And
What
some
about the psychic hotline?
Yeah.
some Dusty Springfield stuff that
Mm.
Aretha Franklin ended up doing later on, worse than Dusty Springfield did. I'm not saying. It's a bunch of stuff. So many songs.
Yeah.
The thing that Burt Bacharach knew about himself is that he could write a song,
Yeah.
but he couldn't sing a song. So that's why he gave everybody his songs.
You know,
Hell of a piano player.
do you know the one thing that I knew about Burt Bacharach?
Mm.
That guy fucked Angie Dickinson.
Oh, he got tail.
Fuck yeah, he got tail.
He got
fucked-
tail.
He was married like 4 times.
Didn't everybody?
Yeah, but he wrote all these songs, man,
Yeah, he got tail.
and he got
Yeah.
tail. He hung out with
But I
Tom
mean,
Jones.
Dude, he's a pretty handsome dude too, you know. So I mean,
Yeah,
like
handsome,
he wasn't like a, yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, I'm drinking Diet Coke, Phil. I am.
Whatever.
Deal with it.
But yeah, he nailed Angie Dickinson,
Angie,
and when
police woman Angie Dickinson.
when he was married to her, that was like 1954, man.
It was like right.
That was super young Angie Dickinson.
She just started. She was like in the one with John Wayne
Yes.
and Ricky Nelson and
Yes.
stuff. Smoking hot.
Fuck yeah.
So smoking hot.
Fuck yeah. I was like, damn, dude.
He got it.
He
when it
hit
was
that.
supple.
Yes, he was hitting that tail at a fucking prime time. Damn.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Yes.
They
That's,
long to be close to
I think
you.
that's Phil's favorite song.
Arthur's theme. This is from Arthur.
Oh yes, yeah, for Christopher
that's what friends
Krause.
are for.
Yeah. We heard that.
The
I heard that.
the last hit he wrote was right here.
Yep, he did.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
last
I know
song.
he was like really. He was really a big part of Gold Soul's career.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
Favrex.
Yep.
Now he's named your Favrex changed his name to Hot something. When I see his lives, it's Hot Baby Boy. I don't know what he changed it again. It's one of these
Yeah.
people that always tries to change their names.
Burt Bacharach only composed 73 Billboard Top 40 hits. No, that's not
That's
right.
it.
He won 6 Grammys, 3 Academy Awards, Tonys.
Yep. He didn't win an Emmy.
No,
He didn't get the EGOT.
he did not get the EGOT. He just got the GOT.
He got the GOT.
He wrote, stuff for, that's what friends are for. I understand that. All kinds of shit, man.
He said that he wrote a lot for Dionne Warwick. He said it was she was the
Hey, guys,
easiest person to write for.
I have an update about Morgan. You know, he posted, my mom had a bad port, probably from being a whore.
Yeah.
He sent me his community standards ban.
He got banned.
Look at it.
Yeah, he got banned for
He
it.
got banned on our show.
He got banned for commenting on our show.
Was he on Facebook or
Facebook.
Oh,
So Morgan posted that
He
my
ca-
mom had a bad port for being a whore.
Wow.
he called
Morgan just switched. I'll just tell him to switch to.
he called his own mother a whore and he got banned for it.
He said the word whore.
Wow.
That's what did it.
The moral police.
We're laughing at this.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, and Burt Bacharach was also in Austin Powers.
Yes. He said that like writing for Dionne Warwick was like one of his favorites because he said that like he got something to do with her voice and how he played piano. He said it was just so easy to write songs for her.
Yep.
So
Wonder if they were shagged.
maybe he might have shagged her.
Probably.
But yeah, he wrote a lot of songs.
He
He
did a
wrote,
lot.
wrote for everybody. Elvis too.
Yeah, he did a lot of shagging.
Lots of stuff.
I mean, dude, when you have 4 wives, when you've been married 4 times,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you fucked around on a lot of people.
A
Yeah.
lot.
But also,
Sure
you're a
did.
cuck because why would you want to be married 4 times? Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Once is enough.
Yeah.
Like I always say that. I am like Carmelo at Syracuse. I am one and done. And that's it. This one don't work out. Nope. Not getting married again.
Changing spots.
Yeah, my knees are bothering me from sitting that way.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
All right.
But yeah, I'm a big Burt Bacharach fan. So
Bacharach.
When I'm drunk, it doesn't bother me so much. My knees.
Yeah. But I mean, he was 94. He lived, he didn't make it to the century mark,
no, he didn't. But
we definitely give high praise for the ones who do. So
Yeah.
he definitely made it to the century mark in tail.
I'll be happy if I make 50 at this point.
Mm. Oh,
Like,
the other
holy
one,
shit, I made it.
what's her name from American Gladiators died?
Yeah, Tanya Knight, Gold.
That's
She was really cute when she was young. She was
Yeah.
cute actually up till recently. She got a form of sinus cancer. They found a tumor.
Wow.
And she fought it for. I was listening to Dave Palumbo, RX Muscle.
Yeah.
Because he was friends with her. She battled it, and then she actually looked pretty good until even like a year ago. She was like smiling and stuff, and then it got in there.
I kind of forgot about Gold.
And she got hospiced, and she's gone.
only 56.
Yeah, she was not very old.
No.
She was another one that, like I said, from the era where the girls still had like a nice female look, but they had the muscle too.
Yeah.
Like Corey Everson and Rachel McLish
Yeah.
and all them girls
Yep.
that we've talked about here quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's always worse when they're hot. It's more of a tragedy. As
true.
we know.
It is true.
It's all,
It's because the world's lost that hotness.
And that genetics is gone.
Yep. You can't. No more super race or anything.
People like me die. No one cares.
No.
As they shouldn't.
No.
So
Because life is a popularity contest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about popularity, looks,
Yeah.
and money. If you don't have any of those three, you're a piece of shit.
I mean, just look at American Psycho. That's what it's all about.
I can do 1,000 crunches.
You gotta live fast and
Or-
die young.
he
And
wanted
leave a
to-
good-looking corpse.
He wanted to kill that guy for having a better card than him.
It's so good.
He had a gold inlay or something. He was
Yeah.
like, he was so pissed off about that.
So pissed. It's a good movie.
I gotta watch that movie. It's one of the I've watched.
what is it?
American Psycho.
American Psycho.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those ones I watched it too much at one time, so I burned myself out on it. But enough time has gone by where I think I can go back, watch it again.
Oh yeah, I think so. I'll probably watch it again too. And it's been probably 15 years since I've seen it. Honestly,
Yeah,
It's a
it
good
was on a
movie.
lot.
it's a good film. Check it out if you haven't seen it. American Psycho. Speaking of films, in our time off that we've been off because we weren't on last week or the week before, right? So it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
I've watched so many B movies. It's ridiculous. I started because we talked the other day about TC 2000,
Oh yeah,
and I'd forgotten about it, so I watched it, and it was really bad but great.
yeah. It's,
So I was like, oh, I wonder what else it is. And all of a sudden it goes into Billy Blank's Showdown. And then it goes into another, what's the other one with the King of the Kickboxers?
oh, that one's my favorite
That one,
because it's really bad.
so bad. And I'm like, I
Prang,
wonder what Dolph Lundgren movies I haven't seen in a long time. So it's like
Blackjack.
Blackjack was on there. Bridge of Dragons was there. And Red Scorpion. And Red Scorpion was like him right after Rocky and stuff. He was still like super jacked, but he was also, he looked, honestly, because he's tall, he looked like he was 280 pounds of muscle.
Oh, he was a big dude.
He was huge in that. He was jacked, but he was also thick, you know?
Yeah, because in Rocky he had the athlete look.
Yeah.
Like lean but not super.
Red Scorpion, he was just like heavy and super jacked. I was like, what the hell?
Like him and Stallone had the abs. They're the deep cut abs that were like you could put your like
All
do your first
natural.
yeah. When they fought each other.
All natural. And then then I watched tried to watch another Dolph movie and I was like, nah, this one sucks. I can't watch that.
Yeah.
It was newer stuff. 80s and 90s stuff is cool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like, because Jay has talked about those Andy Sedaris movies like Hard Ticket to Hawaii, Malibu Express,
Oh yeah.
Hard Hunted. There's a bunch of them. And I started
Hard
watching
Ticket to Hawaii, man. Donna Spears.
Donna Spears on like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
her and Hope Carlton.
Yes.
Oh,
She-
Hope Carlton was like a hotter Courtney Thorne-Smith with bigger boobs.
Yeah. And hers weren't huge. They're just really nice, big.
Yeah.
Like Spears were huge.
Yeah,
Giant rack.
and that's all it was. It was just
Not as hot, though. Not nearly.
Andy Sedaris' movies
Yeah.
are called the Triple B series because boobs, bombs, and bullets. That was the other one. The
I
other
was going
three.
to say boners, but.
Bullets, and that's all it is. It's supposed to be like they're spies, and they all do their
Yeah,
own special
yeah.
thing. But there's also lots of sex going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They're just living, man.
Showdown. They were trying to kind of remake Karate Kid,
It's all it was is Karate Kid.
and then that bully guy Tom, I think that was the guy's name,
Yeah,
and he does that weird punch, kick Ken, and he does a snapping weird punch where he like grabs him, and it was like that doesn't work.
the movie was so bad, but it was basically. But what's her name? Fucking Christine Taylor's in it though. Ben Stiller's wife.
Yeah, she was.
She's in. What?
This Billy Blanks
Touch me
movie.
again, and I'll
Oh.
have Ken kick your ass.
Yeah, she started the whole fucking thing. It was all her fault. But it's funny.
Hey,
Oh, he's back. He just got on
They
the
have
other.
Billy Blanks and the kid who he's training, who's obviously in really good shape, but they don't want you to know. They have more like baggy sweaters and stuff.
and he's like 33.
He's like, I'm not good at this
That
stuff.
actor looked like he was in his 30s.
And then also when it's time for a final fight, he takes off a shirt and he's just jacked because he's been training for 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah. So, Morgan, we're glad you made it through the community standards.
That's all I've been doing is watching B movies.
Standards and Practices said that he couldn't be on Facebook anymore. I'll just go to YouTube.
Don't say
Neil-
whore on Facebook.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Neil was telling me today that he stayed up late because he was watching this movie on Bounce. I'm like, what was it? He goes, Mean Guns. I'm like,
Mean Guns
with
is great.
Ice-T? He goes, yeah.
And
I'm like,
Christopher Lambert,
Christopher Lambert. Yeah.
Mean
I always
Guns
call
is
him
great.
Lambert, but I always forget it's Lambert.
Lambert.
I say Lambert
Christopher Lambert.
because he's talking about the scene where he throws all these guns and stuff down on, and he's like listening to his song. And he's like,
I'm telling you,
he's telling me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I'm about to
actually-
watch it again. It's been years.
the holy grail of action films is obviously the 80s stuff.
Yeah.
But a close second is those B90s movies. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
for
Oh, my God.
I'm not talking about quality. I'm just talking about how you'll enjoy them.
No, they're
Yes.
fucking horrible, but I
Yeah.
can't stop
you
watching
will
them.
you will love them.
Mm-hmm.
What any of those we've talked about it so many times here, but before the Skinamax porn came on,
Yeah.
the cheesy B-rate action was on before that.
Yeah.
If you have a smart TV, do yourself a favor and download Tubi. It's free movies. There's commercials, but you can watch all kinds of horrible shit on that, Michael.
Yep.
You need to
I'll
do it.
have to.
All kinds of Chuck Norris and Dolph Lundgren and Andy Sedaris stuff and all kinds of shit.
That one scene though that cracks. I remember. I haven't seen it in probably 20 years, but King of the Kickboxers that stays in my head is when he at the end he brings Prang's body to him to like scare him, and he just has him like he's a like you have a 20-pound sack goes ah! Just throws him into the moat or whatever. I was like,
Get every pillow back.
yeah, I was cracking me up though. It's just even, and then he did those 3 kicks, the splits clamp thing, and then the spin kick. Like you can't defend against these.
Oh, I remember I was going to message you before and tell you from TC 2000. Why did you get a drop? Where he's trying to get the lady who eventually becomes TC 2000.
Oh yeah, Zoe.
She's so hot.
Yeah, she is.
She's a hot lady. I can't think of her name right now. But he's like, you want some of my muscle pasta? And it's like, what the fuck is muscle pasta?
Yeah, it's carbs.
Well, I
Billy.
know, but there's gonna be something special about it. He's calling it muscle pasta. And Bolo Young, I'm like they didn't let him talk like the first half of the movie. I'm like, he can't actually speak English well, can he? And then all of a sudden they just have him like start talking, and like he's getting his ass kicked by some big, huge guy.
Matthias.
No. Before that, it was like when they're still up in the, they're not in the safe place.
Oh yeah, the big tall guy.
And this
Yeah.
guy's kicking his ass, and all of a sudden there's a little kid there, and like he grabs the kid's hand. He's like, I got the power of the kid. Like, this kid's supporting me, and all of a sudden he starts kicking ass. It's like, they're really.
Dude, TC 2000 is a great bad movie.
It is. Everything I watched was a great bad movie, except for the one Dolph movie. It wasn't good. The Mechanic.
Well,
it wasn't good.
It's the whole Troll 2 thing. Like the documentary said, the best, worst movie ever. He said, bad food is bad. Bad music's bad. He goes, but a bad movie isn't necessarily bad.
No, it's true.
A bad movie can be thoroughly entertaining. And those 90s action movies were fucking out of this world for entertainment value.
I'm telling you. That Tubi TV has got it nailed down. They got so many crap movies on there. It's beautiful to watch.
So when you're a loner kid like I was, and I didn't have a smartphone, so I had Cinemax.
Yeah.
You had your porn, because you had your violence.
Yep.
All in one thing.
All you need to survive.
I was like 14.
It's the
watching
best.
that shit. 12.
And that's the thing. I'm watching it for Cheese Factor, because these movies are. And then I'm just watching it, and then like my wife or my kid will walk in. And I'm watching this movie, and there's all kinds of action. All of a sudden, there's just like tits and sex and stuff, and they're like, "What are you watching?" Like I'm watching it for that. I'm like, I'm not watching for that shit. I couldn't care less about that shit.
I'm numb to that. The sex part's just
It's
a
the
joke.
stupid action. It's like close quarter combat. And he's like uses his grenade launcher in close quarters to kill people.
It's like the sex part. He's not gagging her with his dick. I mean, so she doesn't look like a fucking raccoon. So why would I be watching this?
Yeah, she's not laying on her stomach like holding her ankles.
That hard ticket to Hawaii, the one sex scene that the main guy has with Donna Spear is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. It's like she's not at the right height to be giving him a tit job.
No.
But she's also not at the right height to be blowing him.
No.
So I don't know what she's doing to him, but he's just moaning and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
I know, like, she's like like she's in front of him.
Well, she's on her knees in front of him.
Yeah.
He's in like this big.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And I think it was your mom.
But her head's like here.
Yeah.
And her tits are like below is like.
So her tits are above his penis would be.
Like,
but her stomach's there.
Yeah.
It's like, what is she?
If anything,
That's bad
her tits,
simulation.
If anything, her tits are maybe touching his balls. Maybe.
It's set up so bad. But it's also what didn't your mom have a big giant wicker chair in her back room?
Yeah.
He's sitting in that.
Yeah.
With this going on. I'm like,
well,
what?
not in that one.
Not that particular one.
Yeah.
Not that exact one.
Yeah.
But one like that. And she's doing something. I'm like, what is going on? What kind of sex is this? And she doesn't move. She's just laying against him, not doing anything.
Probably what really wasn't into it.
But I sent you guys that clip of the other sex scene where they're playing like twangy country music while they're having a sex scene.
Yeah.
I sent it to Craig too. And Craig's like, why did they do that?
Well, like,
I don't
I was
know.
listening to the music, but then like, all right. So when you first sent it to me, the clip when I hit it, and played it, it went right to like 3 minutes mark.
Oh, it skipped ahead.
And then I'm looking at this dude, and I'm like, dude, is that like Ray Liotta? Like, I'm like, is Ray Liotta in this scene or something? Is that what he's sending me? And then, like, after I got a good look at him, I realized it wasn't him. But
actually, Morgan, I tried sending because the only way I could find this sex scene from Malibu Express, which is the movie, was through X videos. I couldn't find it anywhere else except on an actual porn site, even though it's not real porn. And when I tried sending it to everybody in the Facebook Messenger, it would not let me send it. It kept blocking it. So I had to text it to people, and I don't think I have your current number in my phone.
Oh, yeah.
I should have sent it to you, but it's just a 3-minute long sex scene, and it's like country twangy, bluegrassy type music while he's having sex with this lady in L.A. And it's so Malibu Express, Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I've been watching them all in order. I've gotten through 5 of these movies so far.
But
Black Eagle. I also watched Black Eagle.
Black Eagle's amazing.
It's so bad, but it's so good. Sho Kosugi and Jean-Claude Van Damme's one of the stars of it, but he's only in it for like 10 minutes
Yeah,
total.
they just have him, briefly.
Yeah. And he's like doing the splits and like
which
on
one
a boat,
is it?
and he's like throwing knives while he's doing the splits. Black Eagle.
I'm so bummed out. Don the Dragon Wilson wanted to get a Expendables with all the B guys.
Yes.
It was his vision. He says, all of us that were in those old B
it would have been great.
He goes, I talked to them all. He goes, because him and Matthias Hughes and a bunch of those guys all still live in L.A. He goes, they're talked about on Rick Drayson's bodybuilding channel.
Yeah.
He said, everybody's down, but it still hasn't. Don, you got to make it, Don, before more people die.
He needs to do a crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Somebody pay for that.
Somebody will pay for it. People will send money for that.
Please, Don, do it. We need it.
People will definitely send money for that.
I will. I'll invest.
There was one more movie in that bunch that I'd never, ever heard of in my life. It was called The Bad Pack. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of it. It's Robert Davi, who's one of the Fratellis in Goonies, the one that sings the opera and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He was in, he's been in a ton of stuff.
Robert Davi's been in a bunch of stuff. Him, Roddy Piper, Ralph Muller, some dude I never heard of, and then the guy who got his throat torn out in Roadhouse
Yeah, the guy that played
Is-
Jimmy.
is the bad guy running this militia cult thing, and they got to stop him from taking over this little town on the Mexican-Texas border. Oh, also, Lamar Luttrell is in it too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Tasty taste.
And I'm watching it, I'm like, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I'm like, who made this thing? Well, one of the guys who's in it, who's part of their group, made it, and he needed a hot chick, so he just put his own wife in it as the hot chick assassin lady. It's pretty bad.
There's
Oh yeah, I see it.
there's one.
The
guy-
guy's name's Brent Huff, and Sean Huff's his wife, and
Yep.
he just throws her in the
It's like you're in the movie now.
I probably should have went through IMDb to get the name of the movie, but the ending of it was unintentionally hilarious. See, Don the Dragon Wilson has beef with his girlfriend's brother, who's also, a martial artist, and they hate each other.
Yeah.
He was in No Retreat, No Surrender. He played Dean, Shooting Star Ramsey. He was in that movie also the star's love interest brother.
Oh,
So he's the same spot in this movie. But he hated Don Wilson. At the end, he goes to stab him with a sword, and then Don moves, and it stabs his own sister. And he goes, "What have I done?" And that's how the movie ends. Him stabbing his own, and their rivalry's over.
because he killed the sister. Yeah, he's going to jail.
She lived. Actually,
Okay.
because there's a part 2, and in part 2 of that movie, and I don't even know the name of it. I just know that there's a part 2. He's a good guy, and he's friends with, and they've accepted and made amends. But they're kind of like, it's like the Warriors. They're going through different parts of town. Don, him, and a few guys fighting different gangs.
Yeah.
And there's radio updates happening, just like, in the Warriors. Like, the Warriors have made it past the baseball
I
Furies.
wonder what it is. I'll have to look it up. Because there's a bunch of Don the Dragon Wilson stuff on Tubi, too.
Beyond the Law, Prime 90s. I haven't seen that.
Beyond the Law is
Beyond the Law, huh?
That's not the Charlie Sheen one, is it? Where he's a biker or something?
No, I know that one. I've seen it. Is that what that's called? Because I've seen that when he joined the Pythons. He pledged, or the Coyotes or something. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one. Beyond the Law is the one with Charlie Sheen.
yeah, I've seen it.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it.
Is Forsyth in that?
No,
Oh, I think
Forsyth was Stone Cold the movie.
that's what I'm thinking of, is Stone Cold.
No, I've seen it, and I just didn't remember the name.
Michael
of it.
Madsen's
Michael
in it.
Madsen's in it.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Rip Torn's in it. I didn't remember that, but he is.
Oh yeah.
Directed by Larry Ferguson, who I don't know who that is. I forgot about Beyond the Law, but that's a good movie.
I actually liked it a lot.
Yes, that's the one. I watched so many
Fantastic
of them.
movie.
There was another one I just thought of, and I can't remember what I watched. Oh, no. It wasn't Beyond the Law. I fell asleep during something, and Above the Law was on when I woke up with Seagal, where he plays Nico.
Oh yeah.
He's in Chicago. That was like the first one with Seagal. And then-
yeah, Above the Law. Yeah, it was Above
Pam
the Law
Grier.
was the first one. Then it was Hard to Kill.
Yep. It was him and Pam Grier were partners.
I don't care how tough he was. He had the
Yeah, 'cause
he had the gayest run ever when he ran.
Oh my God, he ran a lot in that movie throughout Chicago.
There's a 2019 movie called Beyond the Law now too. It's got Steven Seagal in it.
Of course, he's got to steal everything.
Yeah.
Fucking Seagal. I watched a lot of crap though over the last couple weeks.
Good.
That's all I did.
You need to keep yourself in bad movie shape at all times. I think all of us do.
You opened my phone number. Why? Did you send something to it? No, because I got my number changed. That's actually Donovan's phone now. Is the one ending in 3-1.
Yeah, don't.
Just kidding. It's mine.
Yeah,
I'm getting a bunch of messages. I wonder who they're from.
don't call your mother a whore via text. You'll get banned from AT&T.
He just sent me a picture of Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron sent that. Me and Morgan have a group chat. Actually, I got some pretty good voicemails from Aaron. I just haven't played them.
Cue him up one time when you get a chance.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find that video of the sex and send it to you, Morgan, and you can watch the sex.
Yeah.
It's funny. The sex scene isn't the important thing. It's the music they play with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
No.
And it shouldn't. We don't want
Sorry,
it
it was
to
on
make
X
sense.
Hamster. It wasn't even X Videos. X Hamster is a porn site, just so you know.
Yes.
I don't know how. That's a really bad name for. I know it's been around forever, and of course I've been on there, but it just seems like a bad name for.
It really is.
It's like okay, it seems like I'm thinking gay, like not. I mean, literal gay. It's a gay site.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thinking they're putting?
Yeah, I've heard about the gerbils. You know.
So when you sent us the agenda, our topics for the I'm like, I was kind of falling asleep. I looked and I'm like, I don't have glasses. I can't read it, and I'm kind of like trying to open it up, and I'm like, I swear to God that I thought you texted Pam Anderson, said Tim Allen finished on her back.
Oh no, he probably tried.
And I was like,
I
knew the story about supposedly he flashed her.
Yeah, he denied it at first, and then it kind of seemed like he sort of
because he was like adamantly denying it at first, but then so he changed his
He changed his tune a little bit. We were talking about this though. Times have changed, and you have to kind of rule it. But I remember there was a point when we were younger that it was quite normal for someone to whip their dick out at a party. It wasn't some. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that. It was normal to do that in an enclosed space when a girl's like trying to get a yeah. But I've seen probably more dicks than I've ever wanted to see.
Well, yeah.
And people were pretty. They get goof around like
But supposedly what he did was he stepped out of his dressing room or something and had a towel on. Went, now you got. I saw you naked. Now you got to see me naked. But like she's not like accusing him of it. Like she's not trying to do anything. She wrote her memoirs.
Okay,
that's what it was in her book.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Okay,
so
I don't know. I just
like she's not like trying to do this whole like get him in
trouble or whatever.
She's just
trying to sell books.
Yeah, she was telling. They asked her about. They asked her about. I mean, like in there, it's all about Tommy Lee and what and shit like.
Well, that's one of the newer things that came out of it is that she still texts him different stuff and like sends him pictures and stuff, even though they're not married anymore. She's like, he's my one and only true love. It's like, well, he's remarried now. You shouldn't be sending him stuff.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
Dude, what's he trying? She's trying to break up his fucking marriage, man.
Bitches be hoe.
She said that she texted him a lot to warn him because they hadn't talked about the miniseries they made about their life from the 90s. But
she that girl like tried to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
To talk to her before she played her. And she didn't respond. She goes, I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want to talk about that tape. I don't want to talk about anything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a lot of stuff that's coming out of the book now is stuff that's
And that could have been why she didn't want to talk to that Lily James girl.
Because she wanted to make her money.
Her book. Yeah. But it might not be. It might maybe not. I don't think that it was her. Like she didn't give them like the go ahead to do that. That movie. No. So.
No, I don't even know how that was legal that thing came out because somebody literally straight up stole it from their house.
And so I don't know like how the movie did Tommy Lee sign rights over? Did either one of them sign rights over to like them make them to let them make that movie?
Don't know.
That's their story.
Somebody must have.
Somebody must have.
Or they're doing the thing. Well, we'll get sued for this much, and we'll make this much, so it won't matter.
Oh, and they probably made more than enough money to pay any legal fees.
They made tons of money.
But in the miniseries or the miniseries, whatever it was that came out last year, was it the year before? I don't know. Seth Rogen played the guy who stole it from the house.
Yeah.
And that guy sold it. And I don't know how it worked after that. How was it legal for that thing to be released unless one of them signed off on it? So maybe he did sign off on it, and that's why they got divorced like really soon after that. Once it came out, they were only together for like a year after it came out.
Yeah, but there was also like rumors even back then, but she pretty much made it clear that he get fucked up and he beat her up.
Yeah. That's not in her
That's
memoirs.
why she'll love him forever.
Oh, that's true.
Crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Crazy bitch.
He's a tatted up meth head to beat her up, so yeah.
Meth head of madness.
Yeah, there's definitely like there's no love lost for Kid Rock, and apparently she fucking does not doesn't know what she was even thinking with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
Deny it.
She was in that video forever with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Frank was in.
Yeah.
Frank
Frank and Chris and Nick were all down there.
Oh
for it.
yeah.
because we played a show that day at night.
And that's where Frank stole the jacket from.
Yeah, the security jacket. So whatever day they filmed that
Dude,
video,
I forgot all about that shit.
yeah. Frank had it. Frank had a security jacket that he stole from security during the filming of Forever.
Yep. I don't think she wrote a lot about him and their relationship, but the couple little sentences I saw that she had to say about him, yeah, there's no love lost on that one.
Yeah, they're still pretty.
I just don't think she liked him as a person or anything, and you know,
She doesn't have a very good track record with the men though.
no.
She's been married 5 times.
It's everyone else's fault, not hers.
It has to be 5 because Tommy Lee Kid Rock. She married Rick Solomon twice. And that's the guy that made the Paris Hilton video originally, and she married him twice. She's married to John Peters, who was old and
Yeah, she married him in like 10 days, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she tried saying that they weren't actually married, but they were legally married. But
whatever.
that guy's a
I'll marry
weirdo. That's a guy that tried to somehow that guy became an executive producer and owned rights to Superman, and he kept on trying to get some weird stuff made, like when they were going to make the Tim Burton Superman movie back in the day. Nicolas Cage was going to play him.
Oh yeah.
And he came to him. He's like, "Yeah, but you got to have superpowered spiders and this and other stuff." And it's like, "What the fuck are you talking about, John Peters?"
Superpowered spiders.
It was
Yeah,
Brainiac and his spiders.
I'd
and this
marry her.
And
If she wanted to get married, I'd marry her.
I thought she just married. When they got married, I thought, well, she literally just married that guy for the money because he has a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So anytime there's a Superman thing comes out, John Peters gets executive producer stuff, and he makes money off of it.
But like they've been friends a long time.
Yeah.
And then she married him, and then supposedly like they had it annulled.
I know she flew to wherever they have Assange held, and she met him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was like trying to get him.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd marry her. Like,
Get him
'cause
out.
I'd sign a prenup with her too if she divorced me. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'd get something out of that deal.
Yeah, why not?
I think that's what I'm gonna start doing is like marrying old rich ladies and just signing prenups with them. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna get something out of
I
it.
think there's a
Yeah,
term
good.
for that.
Yeah, it's cuck.
Oh, I was thinking gigolo.
No.
Not if you get
Gigolo.
married. It ain't a gigolo.
That's true.
I'm whatever. I'm married like old ladies, and you know,
Predator.
Predator. No, that. Predator.
well, not a sexual predator.
Did I don't think I sent it to you. I think I just sent it to
a
Mike.
monetary predator.
I don't think we sent you the amend or some of the stuff I added to the list either.
No, you probably did not
Yeah,
because
just
I
sent
didn't
it to you.
see it.
It's just a couple of things that I saw that were interesting.
There was a couple things. Speaking of celebrity birthdays, Joe Pesci turned 80.
Oh, you know who had been 93 today?
Who would have been?
Yeah.
A lot of people probably. But
Leslie Nielsen.
oh, really?
So Leslie Nielsen and Joe Pesci have the same birthday?
I think Pesci's was 2 days ago.
Oh,
I think so. I think it was like the 9th or something like that.
popped in my feed that they had a tribute to Leslie Nielsen on what would have been his birthday today. Talented man. Couldn't make the Naked Gun without him. Oh, but that was what also popped up. The last thing I sent you was, do you guys know what Randy Johnson does now? Ever since he retired? He had the businesses and stuff. Remember the big unit stuff and all this stuff?
Well, he owned that restaurant with Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff too. But you know what do you know what his first love was? What he was gonna do before baseball became a viable option for him?
No.
Beekeeping?
Photography.
Oh.
He's a photographer.
He went to USC for photojournalism
Oh, before he became a player.
from 83 to 85, you know, before he became a player. And they said that was his first love, and baseball allowed him to do that whenever the hell he wanted to. So now, since he retired, he's been doing it on and off, but the last few years, he's been doing it professionally. And some good shit, too. We just see some of the picture he takes.
You know,
but he's a sideline reporter for the NFL sometimes, too, or photographer for the NFL. You'll see him on the sidelines every once in a while, and I had no idea.
no clue.
Must have a true passion for it. I know he doesn't need the
Loves it.
money.
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't need money. He just does it because that was his first love.
That's fucking what's his name? Fucking Brian Adams does that too, and has been for like 25 years.
Oh, we talked about that because the picture of Pink where titty's just hanging out.
Dude, he's done like full on calendars of fucking like
Canadian Brian Adams?
Canadian Brian Adams.
Wow.
You know,
I did not know that.
The ones that the Canadian government apologized for countless times to America.
This is the best thing. Randy Johnson has his own company called Randy Johnson Photography, and look at the logo. It's a
dead bird,
dead upside down bird, because he exploded a bird.
Yes,
I'll send it to you, Mike, so you can see.
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, he owned up to it. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I killed a bird. Didn't mean to.
I love birds, but
well, he didn't mean to.
Yeah, that's him in the sideline shooting an NFL game.
Oh, shit, that sure is.
Yeah, he did that shit.
6'10".
He looks short.
I don't know how we didn't see him because he is 6'10".
Yeah,
but whatever.
Like all the pictures look at a downward angle.
Yeah. And the only place he could get even, he'd have to go to NBA games.
That's the only way that he can get it. Yeah.
It's but he's been doing it for a long time,
Mm.
and he does pretty well apparently.
Well, I mean, he's
Financially,
probably a type A.
he does well financially.
Well,
I've heard he's a bit of a red ass. He's a little bit of a temper.
This is one of his that was like a National Geographic thing. Just a bunch of wildebeest.
Nice.
Like some of them are sinking in the mud, some of them are,
that's kind of a common thing with baseball players. I think it's because the baseball writers are fucking assholes.
Oh yeah, they're all
probably is, yeah.
Well, they hold them to these weird purity standards that.
First of all, these baseball writers should not be the ones deciding who gets in the fucking Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame should be voted on by baseball players.
Yeah.
Well,
any Hall of Fame should be based on the people that are already in there.
We know nothing in this world is a true meritocracy, but they should try to at least attempt it.
Yeah.
And not like by who was nice to us, who did I like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, look how long it took Jack Morris. Jack Morris won 4 fucking World Series. He pitched a fucking perfect game.
He didn't even like dealing with the media, so.
No, he didn't. He pitched a perfect game. The one year that he won with Toronto, or was it the one year with Minnesota, he not only he went out with 3 days rest, he went out and won another game for them.
Yep.
He was the winningest pitcher of the 80s.
Yeah. Yep. And they're like, well, he didn't have 300 wins. What the fuck's that mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's the magic number.
If you're better than everybody for a decade, I would say that's Hall of Fame worthy.
And that's like one of that was one of the first things I heard one of them fucking idiot writers say. Well, he didn't even hit the 300 win mark. Who the fuck cares?
I don't know.
He won more games than anybody in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well,
nobody won more.
Now, someone like Bo Jackson, in football has 4 or 5 years. Great as he was, yeah, they don't go in the Hall of Fame because it's only 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, right.
But when you're 10 years, to me, 10 years of great that's Hall of Fame. I don't care what the numbers say. If you're great for 10 years and you're on the All-Star game for 10 years,
it's like
you're great. You're in.
It's like, look, they're gonna fucking they're gonna vote. Is A-Rod eligible or is he already in?
No, he's not. He hasn't made the ballot, or he hasn't had enough on any of the ballots he's been on.
Oh, so he's eligible.
Oh, he's been eligible for a couple of years. I think it was the third ballot he's on.
Because, to me, it seems like that certain guys, even though we know that they fucking did steroids, are going to get in, and certain guys, because they were assholes, aren't going to,
Yeah. Matthew Stafford, I think we got to see what he does over the next couple of years. If he keeps playing.
I think he'll probably get into the Hall of Fame just because what he did away from the Super Bowl, he got a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, numbers here.
He has a chance.
He's got insane
his numbers alone might get him in, and he's pretty nice to people, so he doesn't rub people the wrong way.
He's longevity, good numbers.
People generally like him.
Like the quickest to 10,000 yards, the quickest to I think he was the quickest to 10, 20, and 40,000 yards.
Yeah.
Then he won a Super Bowl,
and he has a fat face.
Yep.
So,
yep,
you got to put him in.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
and he doesn't have his own social media at all.
No.
Well, you were talking about Bo Jackson and how, 10 years of goodness, but Megatron, there was people complaining because he only played for 8 years.
So what?
And he got in.
But look what he did.
Exactly. What did he do in that 8 years? There was nobody better than him.
I'm not saying 8 years is 10 years is the magic number.
Yeah.
8's close enough.
Yeah, 8's close.
Well,
but
let me ask this: what if Barry would have retired at 8 years instead of 10? He's still in the Hall of Fame because he was still the fucking best.
Yeah,
it's true.
Flat out.
Someone had a picture.
I just think there's a 5 years or less isn't long enough.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
think
too short.
I mean, I think
true.
I think Brady will get in.
Well, that's everybody's complaint was the biggest
Maybe the
complaint.
first ballot.
The biggest complaint that a lot of the guys had recently was Tony Baselli. Tony Baselli getting in because he was hurt. He only played about 8 years, where he was 7 years
Full health.
8 years full health, and they're like, well, he didn't play long enough, and it's like, dude, he was the most dominant at that position in the world for 8 years.
Well, the thing was, too, like, if you talk to people that played against him,
yeah,
I've seen huge men that can tear your head off say that I hated playing against Baselli. I couldn't get around him.
No.
Yeah. I was scared to death of him.
But
who
was the one of the guys complained really a lot about it. It was Bruce Smith was complaining about Baselli getting in.
Yeah.
Because he was like, we didn't play long enough. Like, you don't have to play for 15 years.
Yeah, the only, like, Baselli, like, of my lifetime, like, the only guy, the offensive lineman that gets more credit or people talk about scary is Larry Allen.
Yeah.
Larry Allen's considered the scariest guy generally, but Baselli was always number 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and one of my favorites was Anthony Munoz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a little before them, but yeah.
But yeah, like before, that's
he's big, tough dude, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
remember he did the boxing.
Those Baselli was like he didn't need to play forever. Like cuz so when he was with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Cuz he was like one of the first players of that expansion team.
Mm-hmm.
Then when Houston came in,
he was a stand-up guy like Richie Incognito.
When Houston came into the league, the Jags actually left him vulnerable to being being picked up by him because he ended up with the Texans.
Yeah, that's right.
What do they call that? He wasn't protected.
Yeah,
because basically they knew that they were going to have to give him a big contract. Was what it was. So they let him go.
Well, I hate that.
The whole amount of years thing shouldn't matter.
Oh, not at all.
Well, all right, okay.
You can't play 3 years and expect.
Yeah, but like, there's always been. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of other. Excuse me. There's plenty of other fucking players like that too.
Well, Tony Baselli, 3-time first team All Pro from 97 to 99, 5-time Pro Bowler, All Rookie team, and NFL 1990s All Decade team. He was the All Decade team, and he only played half that decade because he didn't start playing until 95 in the NFL. So the last 5 years, he played well enough that he made the All Decade team.
Right.
They retired his number. He was an All-American 3 years in a row at the school he went to, USC. Sorry, I can't remember what school he went to.
Right.
All Pac-10. Well, you obviously can't base it on college stuff, but the guy, basically, if you want to count his last 3 years of college and then the 7 or 8 years he played, he was unstoppable for 10 years of his life.
Yeah.
But he only played in the league for 7 years.
Yeah, like I know when he played in Houston, like he only played there that 1 year, I think, and he was not good. But I think he got hurt.
He was the first selection in the Houston Texans expansion draft.
Yep.
But retired without playing for them.
He never played? Oh,
no.
Okay. Because I was going to say he either didn't play or something happened because I remember because David Carr got sacked 76 fucking.
He's been out so long.
He what?
He had a rat.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about this. Tony Baselli only played in the 90s for 5 years, but he was still on the All-Decade team for the 1990s.
Yeah.
That's how good he was.
Dude, there was guys that like there was guys that thought that Gale Sayers, because he was the short time he played, he was so great that he should have been in the Hall of Fame. But he shouldn't because he didn't play long enough.
Oh, Gale Sayers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was if he would have had a little bit more of if he wasn't injured as much. because
No.
he got injured.
That's what it was. Tony Baselli didn't have that. Tony Baselli played. Oh no, that was somebody else I looked up. Hold on, that was Joe Thomas I was looking at.
Joe Thomas, too, another one. He's
People were like, Joe Thomas only played 10 years. Like, dude, he was the best for 10 years and then retired at 33 because he didn't want to be fucked up for the rest of his life.
Oh, Joe Thomas is a Hall of Fame left tackle.
And he did. He got selected.
Did he? I
Yeah.
didn't know he was even done 5 years yet.
2017 was his last year.
Oh, so like
He played 10 years straight up. That was
did
it.
he go?
Yeah, he's the first ballot.
So he did go in this past year?
No, he's going in right now.
This year? Okay.
They just got selected.
So
Him and Rondé Barber and can't remember the other guy.
So I was just going out there, and I was wondering when my cat was standing still.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's get in here. He wouldn't move. Then all of a sudden, I hear it screaming.
Oh,
He freaking had a rat. You sick ass.
sick. What do you
Go
think?
to bed.
Kill him. Kill the rat.
Go to bed.
Fucking bastards.
I don't care that he killed him. Just kill him quick. Don't
So
play
yeah,
with it.
yeah. Did it get away?
I think it lived. Yeah, I just picked him up. But it was a pretty decent sized rat. Oh my god! It's probably why it wasn't dead.
But yeah, I think that's
That weather is just like perfect for killing, man.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
nice
killing.
it's killing season.
But yeah, everybody. I think what they need to do with all Hall of Fames is make sure that it's someone that is so good that there's no denying it, instead of these wishy-washy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that too much. There's people that like get in and they're like, he was good, but he wasn't great.
If I'm not mistaken,
Well, that's always been the thing. It's not the Hall of really good. It's the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know?
and they get to the point where they're just trying to get people in so they can, they have more people going in, but they every year they want a bigger class, so they have more to celebrate. And just like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is whatever. It's not even worth it
Yeah.
anymore. But the people they put in, it's like, yeah, they were good, but
Yeah, here's Grandmaster Flash.
Well, I mean,
Like-
in some of it, I get like, well, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I get some of it because like the guy from Rolling Stone, the guy who started it,
Jan.
he goes, what's rock and roll? Because what is it? It's not heavy metal. It's not just guitars. He's like, because the origins of rock and roll was very different than what it was in the 70s. you
Yeah.
know? And he's like, so he goes, if that's the case, then anybody who basically stole the blues shouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
Because they stole the blues and just made it their own. It's like we could, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I just don't think it should be called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like
if you just call it the Music Hall of Fame,
Music Hall of Fame. I mean, you could call it,
like 10,000 snaps in a row for Joe Thomas. Yeah, Joe Thomas absolutely deserves to be in.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were denying because it's like, well, yeah, but he only played for 10 years. Like,
so what?
he literally
He was
played.
the most dominant left tackle of the 2000s.
He played 16 games in a season for 9 consecutive years.
Yeah.
He played every game for 9 consecutive years.
Yeah. Yep.
And
He
he
wasn't
only,
reliable.
and
though.
then in his final season, he played 7 games, and he's like, "Nope, I can't do it anymore. I'm retiring at 33."
Yep.
Smart as hell.
yeah. Before I'm
Well,
crippled.
remember when he was drafted?
Yeah.
They invited him to New York, and they invited him to do all this. He goes, "No, I'm going fishing with my
Yep.
old man." He was out on the water. He didn't even know. He didn't know until he got back home where he got selected. He had no idea what team he played
for him.
for or anything.
Yeah, I'll be in the pros. That's all I need to know.
That's all he needs.
But
to
I
know.
mean, the likelihood that he was going anywhere but Cleveland was pretty.
I think everybody knew he was going to
Yeah.
Cleveland.
But he didn't care. He said, "I'll find out when I get home."
Yeah, but that guy he never missed.
No.
He played hurt all the time
No.
for 9.5 years, and just because the last half of his final season, he only played half the
No,
season.
he's-
Fuck that.
No.
Hall of Famer all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. It's so easy to get in some of these Hall of Fames now.
Wait now. Hold on now. Jeff Backus never missed a game for 10 years either.
That's true. I don't know if he played at quite the same level, but
He never missed a game.
Yeah.
um,
If you never take risk and never get hurt.
That would be somebody's case. Well, do you think Jeff Backus? No,
Yeah.
but they called him Sakis for a reason.
Well,
He was actually a really good left tackle. He just wasn't a great left tackle.
yeah. If he played against a premier guy, he'd struggle.
Big time.
But
Yeah.
if he played against normal,
'Cause he was doughy. He was kind of a doughy dude, you know. I mean, like I always kind of like looked at him like he was kind of like the Scott Mitchell of left tackles. He was just this doughy kind of.
yeah, just a kid who was
I can block.
I'm born big. This is my job.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right. But he showed up every day, I mean, like, same thing, too, with, what's his name? Raiola. He was an undersized guy, but he played, he never missed a game for like 12 years for us.
Yeah,
I think it was his last season the only time he got hurt.
Dominic's problem is he let the fans get under his skin.
Yeah,
There's a few
And
incidents.
he would always talk about, he goes, everybody likes to play with steel. He's talking about guns. He goes, why not hands? Like, he's challenging people to a fight. Like, dude, don't listen to any of that shit.
Yeah.
His,
You're going to let it drive you nuts.
His son is the number one recruit for the class of 2024.
Yeah.
He's number one ranked
Quarterback
He's a quarterback. He's number one ranked recruit in the entire country.
for 2024 class. Yep.
Yep.
College. Yep.
Here on NFL, to me, there was only 5 modern players.
Is he coaching somewhere, or is it
No,
his brother?
His brother.
was
Nebraska,
coaching
I
in
thought.
Nebraska.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, 5 modern era football players were selected for this year's Hall of Fame, and to me, it's a good class.
Yep.
I think
Okay.
the only one I'm not sure about is he should probably make it. So Rondé Barber,
Yep.
Darrell Revis,
Yes.
who was lights out the best for how long?
Even like he didn't even he's another one that didn't have a super long career, but it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter. He was great. He was a great fucking player. He kind of redefined the way he played the game a little bit.
This is the only one I
Revis Island.
only kind of question because again, I think the amount of work is small, and it was DeMarcus Ware who played for a long time, but he didn't play for that long.
He played 10 years.
Did he play 10 years?
Yeah, he played a lot.
I guess I only remember from the last couple of years of his career.
He played like 7 or 8 years, and because he got a second contract with Dallas, then he went to Denver. And
Okay,
he won a Super Bowl with them. Went to 2 of them, and won one with them.
okay. So maybe
Yeah,
I was forgetting
I know what you're saying, but at the same time, no, he was quietly like one of the top 10 defensive linemen, man.
That's probably what it was.
Because
Quiet.
he played 3-4 and then shifted right into 4-3, no problem when they switched.
When
Yeah.
compared to Barber and Revis, and then this guy Zach Thomas,
Zach Thomas.
who were
SET.
the tops. I guess DeMarcus Ware is kind of a quiet career,
Yeah.
And then Joe Thomas was the 5th one.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good class.
That's a good class. That's a
really
solid
good
class.
Yeah, Ware's definitely. I mean, he had I think there was some years that he was right up there with the league leading sacks of the year. But yeah, I'm not positive about all his stats, but I know that he was a dominant player.
They had some old timers too that I don't know. Fuck them. I don't know who they are. So, who the hell is a Joe Klecko?
Joe Klecko?
Just kidding. No, Joe Klecko is.
Oh, okay. Is he getting in?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He got along really well with Gastineau.
Oh yeah.
They hated each other so bad.
Chuck Howley. Who's
Joe
an old,
Klecko comes from a lineage of football players, I believe,
Oh, well, okay. Well,
or athletes.
maybe I'm thinking of the one that played in the 70s and 80s
That's him.
that absolutely hated Mark Gastineau.
Yeah, that's pretty much Joe Klecko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hated each
But
other.
I think he had family members that played too before him. I think.
He
Or
was-
When Gastineau went on Sports Center, I hate that fat, ugly piece of shit. He was going on just about how much he hates him too.
Ken Riley. That was before
I
my
only
time.
had friends on the team because the black guys like me. That was Gastineau.
Yeah, DeMarcus Ware.
He claims Clacko turned everybody against. Everyone's the permanent victim.
I think I was wrong about DeMarcus Ware. He played 12 years, and he had 138 and a half sacks.
I was going to say he had a lot of sacks, dude.
He had 8 seasons.
I knew he played 10 years
he
at
had
least.
8 seasons with at least 10 sacks,
He
including
quietly kicked the shit out of everyone.
20 and 19 and a half in 2 other seasons.
Like I
So
said, I
I guess I forgot all that.
I knew that he did 2 contracts because he did his rookie contract and did another contract with Dallas.
Yeah.
Then I think he was just priced himself out was pretty much what happened. Dallas couldn't afford him because they were cutting bait on a lot of people. Because they were paying Romo. They had to pay Romo, and so they had to cut people. But he went to the Broncos and got a big fat money, short-term fat money contract.
Yeah.
But, dude, Dude, there was like when he was becoming the free agent, like there were a lot of people that wanted their hands on him. But he was going to win. He was going to play for a contender. And he did, because like that first year, well, they went to, I know he was there 2 years with them that they went to Super Bowl 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
With Manning, right?
They did go to,
they won and lost.
They won and lost, yep.
Yeah, they lost to Seattle and won to fucking Carolina.
So the NFL of Hall of Fame is obviously one that's not watered down. Whereas the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you guys want to hear this year's nominations?
Sure. Yeah.
Not nominees you have to vote on. Again, it shouldn't be called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It should just be music if you're going to do it this way. Because there's a lot of people that aren't what we consider nowadays rock and roll. You said one, Grandmaster Flash. And
yeah.
They're, they helped. They're contributing to other people, and they helped influence a lot of people, but it's not rock and roll. So it should just be music. Anyways, first one. Tribe Called Quest. Lots of people like them. They don't like each other, but lots of people like them.
Yeah.
And they only had like 2 or 3 albums before they broke up. You can't even get them back together anymore. But I guess they influence a lot of people. All right.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Kate Bush, who had a lot of stuff. Nothing huge, but
So
because of Stranger Things, she's probably more in the forefront right now.
Is that like, I guess it's pop rock.
Yeah. And I mean, her stuff is always different. Like she never did anything the same. So she did a lot of stuff, but a lot of people liked her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Stranger Things, I think, put her in as a nominee this time because she's been eligible for a long time. Sheryl Crow, which makes sense to me.
It's rock,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's rock and roll.
It's rock, but there was no bigger female star for probably
The
at
90s?
least the end of the 90s, basically.
Well, I mean, that first album was 1993.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, that
With
All I Wanna Do
all
Is
I want to
Have
do
Some
is
Fun.
probably, I don't know, that's probably like the most 90s song ever.
Yeah. So you think about it.
I'll tell you what, one of her best songs, in my opinion, is If It Makes You Happy. That fucking guitar, it's just this fucking, just like rock strumming. I think that's a great fucking song.
I can see her being nominated.
Oh, absolutely.
In that era, she was probably the top one, but her and Etheridge, they were neck and neck.
Yep.
She was
in my
just
opinion.
at the Scammies, and she looked good as fuck.
Yeah.
And her birthday, she just celebrated her like 61st birthday.
Yeah, because people forget that even before she was her own thing, she was backing up Michael Jackson.
Another one of your
Yeah.
women that Kid Rock fucked, Al. I'm sorry
That's
to say.
true. Missy Elliott,
Gross.
and it's probably mostly not just for the singing, but the executive. She's been a producer. She has her own record label. She's done a lot of. She's a trendsetter. She had some weird stuff. Man, some of her hooks were so good in those songs.
Fucking totally, man.
So maybe that's
Totally. That's
why. Iron Maiden.
No, they're too much. They're metal. That there shouldn't be in.
I
not rock.
personally wouldn't put them in because I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I understand you guys do. That's fine. Joy Division / New Order, because they're the same. A lot of the same members at one point. I don't know about that either. Cyndi Lauper. Probably,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes.
I would have to, like,
Dude, Cyndi Lauper, like, first of all, wrote a lot of her own music, played a lot of her own music, and she created a lot of music for people.
I think too with Iron Maiden, like even if you don't like them, the reason you'd have to put them in,
Yeah.
because they were considered, it was before Metallica came along. They were the top heavy metal band. It was them or Judas Priest. It was like one and two.
Yeah, they were part of like a group of.
I like about 5 songs.
There was
by
a completely different. They were completely different than anybody else at that point.
Like I said,
Bruce.
I don't like. Not just because I don't like them doesn't
And
mean
what-
they don't deserve to be
Yeah,
in.
And what they
exactly.
did
I
from
can
there
I can
is-
appreciate that people like them.
But what they did from there is that people created music based on their music.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's to me that's huge.
Oh yeah.
Obviously like Beatles, Zeppelin, Aerosmith. Like bands created kids loved them so much that they wanted to create something that they were influenced by.
And Bruce
those
is a
bands.
pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays.
But I mean, I'm not a diehard Maiden fan, but I became more of a Maiden fan later in life. I didn't like them when I was younger.
Morgan
although-
said Iron Maiden is trash.
Yeah.
But we do have friends who are big, huge fans.
I wasn't like, they weren't my band growing up.
I like the Trooper, Wrathchild. I like about 4 or 5 songs. by
Yeah.
them.
To me, like the first album, Iron Maiden, I think is fucking great. With Paul Di'Anno, I think it's a great album.
Their first singer was really good.
I think it was a great album. I love the way they played. I love the raw style. I mean, it was, of course, it was a raw style. The recording was horrible. I'm not a huge Motley Crue fan, but Too Fast for Love, that album's fucking kick ass. It's so generic and fucking crappy and just crappy hooky songs. It's just as good as Saint Fuck You.
Morgan says it's just as good as Metallica's Saint Anger album.
There's still
or what the snare in the. How about that?
there's still more nominees, guys. You guys got to listen.
Go ahead, man.
There's so many nominees this year. George Michael.
Yes.
You might not
It's
like
rock and roll though. It's not rock, is it?
But all right.
Yep.
If that's the case, then Elvis was not a rock and roll star. He was a pop star. It was catchy pop hooks.
I mean, I guess technically, yeah, but I'm just saying this stuff. Missy Elliott is we all know what rock and roll is. We can get into this esoteric. Well, it could be.
Basically,
we know what rock and roll is.
Well,
I used to get pissy about it.
Yeah.
They made the mistake of calling it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's the problem.
If they would just
They
say
never did it.
General Music Hall of Fame or just Music Hall of Fame.
Anything. The guy from Rolling Stone, right? He covered all kind of music.
And
Exactly.
He even said
just
that it
music.
should be. He even said it should be the Popular Music Hall of Fame.
Well, I don't like the way that sounds. Just music.
He said pop. He said pop music, but pop music. All pop music was popular music.
So if we're gonna nitpick about
That's
George
what-
Michael, we're probably gonna nitpick.
No, he's definitely popular enough and big enough. He's probably bigger. He's sold more albums than Iron Maiden probably by a factor of 10.
Well, the next guy we're definitely gonna nitpick about too because it's Willie Nelson, who's a country guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's cross genre.
But he has cross genres. That's true.
Tons.
But he's mostly known as a country guy.
Well, that's
His
how he
quivery
started.
voice.
That's how he started. But Honky Tonk really was Honky Tonk was really a form of kind of like rock and roll. I mean,
Yeah. Rockabilly.
Yeah, rock. I mean,
It kind of.
but all right, think about with George Michael. Okay, well, I mean, I hate this, but that douchebag fucking Fred Durst recovered one of his songs.
Yeah.
He did.
So he influenced rock and roll, even though I don't really want to consider Limp Bizkit, anything other than douchebaggery.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel if you're gonna put George Michael in, as a nominee, you need to do Andrew Ridgely too. It should just be Wham.
it should be. Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be.
No, come on. But
Come on, that
well, all right,
3-year
think about
stretch,
it.
4-year stretch.
all right, so you put Michael Jackson in the Hall of Fame. Okay, I mean clearly,
Yeah, George-
his music's pop, but clearly he liked heavy guitar in his songs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well,
Listen to
he had Eddie do some tracks for him.
Yeah.
Next one is this Rage Against the Machine group.
Yep.
Them,
They're definitely
which
rock.
I thought they were in, honestly, because they've been on the ballot for
They
4
have.
years,
Yeah, they have.
and I thought they'd already made it in. Honestly,
I did too.
The Spinners,
Yeah.
which I
Funk.
think they would go in on the old timers ballot, but I guess maybe not.
But before I forget, there was a guy that came in to my store, and he looked just like the singer from 7 Mary 3 in that video. Cumbersome.
Oh, yeah.
He had the fucking the same handle, and every time he walked, because I was going to ever right to and my coworkers. It might have been him for all I know.
It could have been. It could have been.
'Cause I don't know what that guy's up to.
Who knows?
They had that one song, that one album that they had a decent album.
Yeah,
But
because they had that song and then Water's Edge and
Yep.
I think that they were still around at some point.
the
recently.
Spinners. Oh, 7 Mary 3, yeah.
Yeah.
The Spinners, who had Detroit origins but didn't become famous till they started doing that Philadelphia soul thing. So maybe.
Well, all right. So yes, they were kind of the early Motown.
Yeah.
So they were totally held by Smokey and Barry. Had to sing those poppy songs and stuff.
Yeah,
But,
well, they did all the writing.
When
now.
they broke out and
left Detroit.
They did a lot of fucking really funky, cool fucking shit in the late 60s, early 70s.
So maybe they make it in.
Yeah.
But I feel like that seems like one of those bands that the Veterans Committee or the whatever it might be votes them in later on. This guy, Warren Zevon.
Yeah, Warren Zevon.
Werewolves of London and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Quite an eclectic dude.
He's a really cool dude. He was really cool.
His music is just
it's all over.
It's all over the place.
But it's rock and roll type.
Oh, it's rock
for sure.
You know?
Oh, and for sure.
Yeah. 7 Married 3 guy.
Yeah, I just had
it
to
looks
look
just
at,
like him.
I just had to look at him again. So
they gotta find out where he's living, because if he lives anywhere near Wixom, Michigan, it was him.
Okay, so they released 7 studio albums.
What? Really?
They released 7 studio albums. It says they were an American band, so they're not together anymore.
Because I feel like they had a bunch out before that.
2012. 2012 was when they
finally shut it down.
That one with Cumbersome and Water's Edge, I feel was like their 4th album. It wasn't even their debut album, if I'm not mistaken.
It was their second album.
Okay.
It was their second album because they put out an album.
But they'd been together a while before that album came together. So, and then the last band is the White Stripes, which they'll probably get in.
Well, they'll probably get ready
immediately. But to me, it seems like that's a year too early.
Is it?
Because I thought 99 was when the first album was released. 25 years is supposed to be, but either way, White Stripes probably get in only because they're
Meg's substantial tits.
Yes, exactly. That's the only reason why. But if you think about it, the White Stripes came out, and all of a sudden you had like the Black Keys and all these bands like all started sounding just like them.
I'll say this: I've never been a fan of the White Stripes, but I understand that people really like them. And like you said, they influence a whole genre of music, so they definitely should. If you influence a genre, you should be in.
Oh,
they were formed in 97.
They were formed in 97, but it's not formed. It's your first major album.
It's like...
Is it really?
Yep. It's not when you're formed. It's when you're first released.
It's like Slayer.
Oh, I did forget a band.
Slayer made a whole genre, death metal.
Is Slayer?
I forgot
Slayer's
about.
not in. They've not even been considered.
They should be because
they should absolutely be because they defined thrash metal.
They defined thrash and they gave birth to death metal.
Yes.
Every death metal band, Slayer, I like Slayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every death.
White Stripes aren't thrash.
Yeah, I say thrash.
Soundgarden was the other one. You ever heard of them?
What do you think about that, Al?
They've been on it a few years now.
They've also been on there for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because when was their first release?
They should absolutely be in.
Their first
was it 90?
No. Bad Motorfinger was 1991, but 1989 was Louder Than Love. Their first full album was 87, Ultra Mega.
Yeah.
So they should have been.
That was on SST.
Has enough time gone by where we can just say that Seattle sound wasn't a thing because those bands didn't sound like each other?
No.
They did not sound like each other at all.
There.
They just lived there and kind of were flannels.
They hated that shit. They hated that grunge fucking label. They hated the label.
Well, they dressed like people from where they live.
Yeah.
Flannel shirts, lumberjacks. The Northwest.
Here's what's funny is like when I saw like they were showing guys with long hair wearing. I'm like, yeah, dude, I see plenty of people like that everywhere. Like flannels.
Well, Midwest, it's nothing. It's the thing here too.
I wore flannels when I was in. I wore flannels.
Or now.
Yeah, I still wear flannels.
Yeah.
You know where else I saw? I saw a lot of Canadian guys that wore fucking flannels and shit too.
Well, Seattle's not far from Canada,
and they had mullets.
Hockey.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't called mullet either. We didn't call it mullets. I mean,
because if you break them down, band like
Soundgarden doesn't sound like anybody. Alice in Chains sounds like them.
Alice in Chains is a metal band.
Yeah,
they're not. Yeah, they're not thrash or death metal.
No.
They are a metal band. They always were.
Yes.
And Kurt, they're kind of punk, but they're kind of like it's like pop music. It's like a nursery rhyme that has dark lyrics.
Yeah.
It's pop. It doesn't sound like pop traditionally, but to me, it's pop. The way it bounces and goes around.
Like he had a lot of different influences that went into his music. Yes.
And Soundgarden just good old fashioned rock and roll.
I mean, like their early stuff's definitely metal, but like kind of like doomy, kind of like it's really hard and heavy. And they played a lot of chord progression, a lot of different tunings, and
some of their like early stuff, you could say gave birth to like sludge metal, because a lot of the sludge stuff kind of off took all that stuff.
But then like you start listening and you're like, wait, there's the Beatles right there. Oh, there's Zeppelin. There's Sabbath. There, I mean, there's all their influences. And then all of a sudden, here's a song that's like, oh, that's the fucking Ramones.
Yeah, because they were definitely different. You know, the Bay Area thrash stuff, they were all thrash.
Yes.
They sounded 80% the same, and then the singer would make them different, and the leads would. But Seattle sound wasn't like that. Those guys didn't sound like each other.
No, that Bay Area.
At all.
I mean, you had Metallica, you had Exodus, you had Megadeth, you had and then you. Well,
Testament.
Testament. I mean, Anthrax was just like them too, except for they were from New York, and their singers sang high. That's all.
That's the only difference. Yeah,
that was really the only difference. Their music sounded like just like thrash metal, you know. And then I mean, you had some more of the obscure ones that a lot of people that I love, like Sacred Reich. I fucking love Sacred Reich. Cryptic Slaughter, Armored Saint. Cryptic Slaughter was a fucking kick-ass cool band. There's like a whole bunch of them that I used to listen to. There was tons of them that I listened to. They're all Bay Area guys. They were all a bunch of fucking surfers, dude.
Yep.
You know?
They smoked weed and stuff.
Yeah. They were just a bunch of stoner fucking... Because then, like, the 90s, like, they were just stoner rock. They were stoner metal. And then, like, the 90s was, like, you know, like, not... Caius, then Queens of Stone Age.
I was gonna say Caius because Caius, like I keep trying with Caius, and I love the music. I love the music.
It's sludgy.
But as soon as that
weird.
fucking guy starts singing, I cannot take it. I think his voice is horrible for that music.
Yeah,
I cannot. Like 1 Inch Man and some of the other songs.
Yeah,
I can't do it. That guy's voice does not work for me.
Yeah,
the music's fucking awesome.
But there's a lot of other bands that come out from like that style too. That it's sludgy like stoner rock, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, there's like I hear all them and they're all like California guys, and then I'm like, okay, well, but they all sound like fucking Monster Magnet. The Monster Magnet started in the fucking 80s, you know, and they were just that's what they were, like fucking stoner rock, you know.
Yep.
Except for that, like I mean, I like their singer's voice is pretty fucking cool, you know, but. There's some of those guys, some of those bands out there. Yeah, they get like they're like the music's good, and then they're fucking who the fuck singing for them.
That was my only big. I love listening to Caius music. If they just did instrumental music, I would listen to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But that fucking guy's voice just does not work for me.
Yeah, I was not a big fan either.
You guys didn't mention the best one, the one everybody copied off of and everything, which was Metal Church.
Oh yeah. Well, Metallica wouldn't even have a career without him.
Without Metal Church.
That's what this dude that I did bricklaying for.
Oh, I know. That's why
agree,
I brought it up.
And I agree.
Yeah.
He wrote everything. That guy's voice sucked too. By the way, Metal Church guy, I did not like his voice.
Yeah, we
Like,
just
you
sang
listen
really
to-
high.
The
Dude,
music's awesome. Like,
I
yeah.
swear to
And all of
God,
a sudden-
when you fucking put the song Metal Church on, and when it starts playing, you're like, fuck yeah.
Dude, that is a badass intro to that song.
Then-
you know something big's coming, and then
that guy,
years ago on the hidden shore.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking.
I cannot do it.
It's horrible.
It's like when I listen to Kaya stuff, I'm like, why don't you just have Josh Homme sing? Just fuck. I don't fucking care. This other guy, kick him down the stairs.
Yeah. Speaking of Josh Homme and kicking down the stairs, you hear some of the allegations about him.
No,
They say he's a complete psycho that attacks like women that he's with,
Dude,
and he's abused. He kicked. I guess he kicked a camera. He said, "Don't come over here." He told the camera woman, "Don't come over here while we're playing," and she came over and he kicked her camera like out of her hands.
Yeah, they
and he said he abuses people.
she's not going to obey the rules.
Dude, his wife,
Not a good man, supposedly.
Well,
allegedly,
he is just constantly drunk, constantly.
He
wasted.
looks like he's constantly.
Would that
drunk.
affect how you behave, though?
I mean it. But no. Well, his what? Well, he was married to Brody Dahl of the Distillers.
Yeah,
and she's been fighting with him for 4 fucking years, something like that, 3 or 4 years now. She's trying to get complete total custody because she said he's unstable, and she's like, and it's not because I don't want him to see his kids. I want him to get help, and he won't. You know, he won't.
He don't need help. He needs to be left alone.
Yep.
And you follow what he says.
Maybe if you stop provoking him.
Yeah, shut up. How about that? Shut up around him. I don't care if it's me, you, anyway. Just shut up around Josh. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
got
heard
your
that
back,
before.
Josh.
I've heard that about him before. That
Yeah.
he likes to drink.
Yeah.
In fact,
He's just one of those people you can tell by looking at him. Like you said, he
Yeah.
looks like someone that likes to drink.
oh no, but there's been times like when they did the fucking Taylor Hawkins show, which was awesome. I already talked about that.
Yeah.
He looked like he'd been drinking like immediately,
Probably.
and it was like it started whatever time it was like middle of the day their time, London, and he looked like he was already like a bunch of pints in. His face always looks like he's been drinking, like he's flushing everything.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a ginger, so it shows right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just, yeah. Apparently, he's not great, man. I've heard that before. But he was on the fucking who's the chef that died? Fucking Bourdain. He was on the Bourdain show,
Yeah.
and they did the whole thing. They filmed the whole show in the desert where he's from and lives and stuff, and
Yeah, he's from
where
like,
Caius recorded their stuff and
Palm Springs,
outside Palm Springs and stuff.
yeah,
And they went to
Palm
this flea
something.
market, and I swear to God, from the moment him and Bourdain hooked up with each other and were hanging out, and they were going to these flea markets and stuff, they were drinking at the flea market. All they did was drink this entire episode.
Oh, I'm sure.
2 days, Bourdain was with them. All they did was fucking drink and cook food.
Was that his second show or his first show?
I don't remember which one it was.
Was it No Reservations? Was the first one?
No Reservations. This was, this must have been No Reservations.
No Reservations was the one on either Discovery or Travel, and then he had a dispute with them, and that's when he went to like CNN.
Yeah, I don't remember which
Because
one it was.
they're like, we want your show, and they gave him a whole new show, and then that's when he killed himself. So
What? Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah.
he did like 3 or 4 seasons, but the Travel Channel has a show called Portal to Hell.
Oh, no way.
They do.
I wish
Yeah.
it was near
do you
my.
know do you know whose show it is?
No.
Jack Osborne's.
No way.
Oh,
him
yeah.
and this chick go around to like what places that they say are like paranormal.
You know what their theme song is? Open. No, it's not.
Open the portal to hell.
Dude,
I'm not
It's
sitting
on,
at my computer desk.
swear to
Yeah,
God,
I
it's
know.
on Travel Channel.
I forget. Yeah, I did see that.
Yep, it was on. It's like 3 seasons. I think it's still on.
Because they actually showed a commercial for it when I was watching Farmhouse Fixer with Jonathan Knight.
The what?
Fantastic show.
I was just watching with Danielle, but yeah,
So
He's the not gayest seeming gay guy there is.
he really is.
Because
He
I want to
just-
fix this place up. It looks like shit.
Yeah,
It's like got
fix the fucking farmhouse.
He's got look at all this crap. There's
How does his accent? Okay, I gotta. How is his accent like that? Where it's so thick and everything. His fucking brother has no fucking accent whatsoever.
he doesn't.
Nothing.
No, Jonathan, I don't think this is what we ought to be doing. Like, oh, we need to move it over here.
Over here, let's.
um,
The structural support.
Maybe Jordan's was looking for the more presentable.
Yeah.
Because some people that like it doesn't matter if they're from the hood or from the south or from the northeast.
They
when
work
they want
on-
it,
they
they,
work
they,
on
they
their
get
vote.
rid of their accent when they start getting famous because they get it coached out of them.
Yeah.
Even Arnold, they tried to get his. It never
There-
worked. They tried to get rid of his accent too.
yeah, there's been people that I've seen that literally like talked about like when I was young I sounded like it, and they'd go right into it, and I'm like, holy fuck, and they're like, but they started young, changing the way they sounded.
Well, you
'Cause
met
they wanted to do something different with the
Mike Kentucky, Mike the dad when
Yeah.
we're down there, because he had to do a lot of business meetings and stuff. If you notice, his accent's not nearly as
No.
strong as everybody
Oh,
else.
no.
He says when he's in a meeting, he doesn't have it at all.
yeah.
He just taught because
Well-
he goes they want you to take you seriously. And
Yeah.
you're like
Well, I'm going to talk about New Kids on the Block for a second
Yeah.
because if you look at
NKOTB.
those guys, it's Danny. Danny looks like the biggest Guido-looking motherfucker in the whole.
he does.
entire
Danny
group.
Wood.
And then you hear him talk, and he doesn't have the accent anymore. But then Donnie, who's got rid of his Boston accent, if you watch him on the TV show, is on Blue Bloods.
I don't.
Well, I watch it religiously.
I know.
I can't stop watching.
I haven't
it.
watched
I
it
know.
either, but okay.
I've watched all 13 seasons of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, when you watch him on the show, he's from Brooklyn. So, but he's the only one in the whole family that has the accent because he's doing his Boston accent as a New Yorker, and it's fucking annoying. But Jonathan is gay, right?
Yeah,
He
is
the one he's the one I least expect to have the accent,
and he has it.
and he has it. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I haven't seen McIntyre talk as an adult, so I don't know if he has it.
McIntyre had some acting stuff. He doesn't have any accent.
Okay, I haven't heard him talk since he was a kid.
No, he just
Jonathan,
sounds like-
it's just Jonathan, and it's just Donnie because Donnie's still trying to. he does a New York accent every week on the show.
Yeah.
So they're only two that have the accents anymore.
Yep.
Yeah,
Even Mark, who had it at a young age too, and still had it when he started acting, doesn't really have the accent anymore.
No.
Mark Wahlberg, that is.
Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every once in a while it comes out, but when most of the time you see him now, he doesn't have the accent anymore. Jonathan, well, maybe because Jonathan works with nothing but New Englanders and stuff, so that's why it comes out.
I'm pretty sure that like
It's a good show. You should watch it though. Farmhouse Fixer.
There was somebody.
He'll fix up your farmhouse.
There was somebody.
Only farmhouses though. Nothing
That's
else.
That's his thing, man.
I can't remember who I was watching. I think I was watching Tom Segura, his podcast, I think it was. I think it was him that he was talking about. It was either him or the other comedian was talking about when they were first starting out. They were going around because it was Segura because he had some kind of like modeling kind of contract or something. And he was going around and doing these like fucking mall fucking things with fucking Mark. He goes with Marky Mark and the fucking Funky Bunch or some shit.
A funny story. Just look it up. I can't do it justice because he's a total Italian New York Guido guy and he's hilarious. His name's Greg Valentino. He's the guy that he did a thing on that my arms exploded. The guy who's he got his arms so big that they exploded.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, he tells Greg Valentino fight with Mark Wahlberg when he was Marky Mark, and it's a hilarious story.
I'll have to look that up.
So they got because he was a security, he's a big dude, on steroids and shit, and he was working a door, and he says, "I got into a fight with Mark Wahlberg." So Mark Wahlberg used to be a bit of a thug, man. His record shows.
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
yeah. He ain't anymore. He's changed, but
he got in a lot of trouble when he was young.
I think
because he beat a Korean guy almost to death.
Yeah,
a shop owner, because he was just.
Oh my god, dude! His arms are so. He's like only like 5'6".
Yeah,
too.
that dude has the funniest channel. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
because he's like Joe Pesci, but on steroids.
So is he still big? Like that?
He's still pretty big, yeah. He's still got big arms, and
wow.
And he's got a podcast.
No, he's got a YouTube channel.
He's got a YouTube.
He's got a YouTube channel. He's fucking hilarious. And when he's his story about when because some bodybuilders to make money, they do what's called G for P, gay for pay.
Oh,
and he goes, he said a friend of mine said, he goes, I won't sell you who body. He goes, if I told you who it was, you'd know who he is. He said he said I want you to come to me on the job. He goes, I'm not doing any of that gay stuff, man. He's like, you don't have to do anything. I'm telling you. And he goes, all it was a gay like business, like rich gay that tied to like a wheel that they were kind of spinning him around and throwing darts at him. And he was getting him like turned on. They were, and he goes, he goes, hey, at first I was kind of, he hit me, Mr. G. He called me Mr. G. I said, that was my nickname because my name's Greg. So I had him. So he goes, I'm hitting this guy. He goes, this is really weird. He goes, but then the guy starts talking shit at me. So I'm hitting him like, I'm getting mad. I'm getting into it. He's, oh God, I'm so turned on. It's a hilarious story. Greg Valentino, guys.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
You got to follow that guy.
I will.
He's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
I think we talked about him before because he's like his arms literally exploded at one point, right?
Yeah, they did.
Well, yeah, look at the size of him.
He filled them with synthol and oil, I think, too.
Oh, okay.
And it just eventually yeah.
Huh.
Another funny story is he took a piss in a cave that was considered sacred, and I can't remember something. He had like 3 weeks of horrible bad luck after that. And I guess some native people warned him that it was sacred ground, but he goes, he took a pee in the cave, and he thinks this bad spiritual energy followed him for 3 weeks because they had a bunch of shit like car wrecks, people dying after he did it.
Wow,
yeah, he's a really quite a unique guy.
That
Big Lenny and him did a show like a live thing together.
He's not into trannies though, is he?
No, he's very normal.
Oh, you said the car wrecks and stuff, and it made me think of the what's his name? Fucking Jay Leno. The fuck's Jay Leno got blown up by one of his cars with the gasoline thing. That's what burned his face. I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. And then he was riding his bike in the parking lot or something, and somebody had put a line across it for like construction work, and he rode into the line and clotheslined himself and ended up going back to the hospital.
Oh, you fucking kidding me? I didn't even hear that one.
Jay Leno's like, I don't know what's going on. He's cursed. Maybe he pissed in that cave too.
Yeah, he must have.
You know?
Jay's got a bad luck going there.
Well, yeah, like because people were like, "Well, how the hell did he burn himself?" I'm like, dude, because he works on his own cars.
Oh, he does everything. Yeah.
And he hot rods and hot.
Because somebody was asking, I can't remember who it was. I've listened to several of these the Rogan ones this week. Somebody was like, "Yeah, how did he fucking catch himself on fire?" He's like, "Well, dude, he works on his car." He goes, "He works on his own cars?" And the dude acted like super surprised. He goes, "Yeah, dude, he's like a car nut. He's like always been."
Yeah, he's not like a Jerry Seinfeld where he collects the cars and doesn't work on them.
He's like, no,
he does
dude,
all the.
Seinfeld's
got like 100 Porsches and.
Yeah, but like Leno was like, that's something.
No, Leno's a gearhead that's also a rich.
Well,
yeah,
that's all that is.
Leno may have ended up being a mechanic if he wouldn't have got around into comedy.
If he was at our economic level, he would still be doing that job.
Yeah.
He would still be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
He'd be just doing it to beat up cars instead of nice ones. That would be the only difference.
He loves working on cars. But yeah, someone made it sound like he was flying down the highway and he got clotheslined by something. And I'm like, well, if he ran into a line like that, he'd be decapitated, I'm sure. Because it was like a wire they ran into. Like, so that's not true. So basically what happened was he was riding around a parking lot and somebody had stretched this thing across it and he didn't see it and he rode right into it.
Dude, he's like, what, 70?
He's older than Dad. He's like 74 now, I think.
Is he? Okay, I knew he was like right in their age.
So I want to date Al. You probably remember it too, Brian, because you get a good memory. You were a little younger than me, but I remember being a kid and Jay Leno wasn't even the host. He was the Doritos guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Doritos fanatic.
Oh yeah, I remember
he was the Doritos sales guy on TV.
Yep.
That was how the whole story got started with Rogan and that other comedian. He's like, yeah, like the dude like was thinking like he was just groomed to be this like fucking talk show host, and he's like, dude, no. He goes, I'm telling you, Rogan was trying to tell him. He's like, dude, no. Leno was a fucking comedian and a killer comedian, like stand up. And a lot of people don't remember that, but I saw him do. I remember him doing comedy, like way.
He was on the Tonight Show.
No, I don't remember that far, but I remember the Doritos.
That's what I mean. Like I was probably about 10 years old the first time I ever saw him.
Yep.
And it was on like one of them HBO or Showtime hour or something, and he was fucking funny as fuck.
He was a guest on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Like they always had stand up. In like 78.
Yeah.
So he'd been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Like that
in
was
fact,
the thing.
when Gary Shandling, who I never liked Gary Shandling as a comedian. I mean, he wrote a bunch of good stuff, but I found him annoying. I think now going back and seeing some of his stuff, I'm like, oh shit, it was pretty good. But
some of it was pretty good. But
they were grooming him at one point to take over for Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
And Johnny handpicked him to, when he had to go off for surgery, Gary Shandling was the guy hosting it. Jay Leno was on at that point again, and that's when Jay Leno started lobbying for that job.
Yeah.
To get that job. So he did kind of, was a bit of a backstabber trying to get the job from other people. But
that's the only way you get anything done.
Yeah, it's true.
To be honest,
it's true.
But yeah, he was a really good popular comedian before that.
Yeah. Yep.
People were like, "Oh, he made all his money off Collision Course with Pat Morita." That's not true.
No.
That's just a great movie.
Yeah.
They filmed in Detroit.
Yeah.
On the brick road.
The brick road.
In front of Tiger Stadium and stuff.
Yeah. The Randall Tex Cobb, he was in it.
He's one of the best actors ever, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Randall Tex Cobb.
He's in some of the best roles ever.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
Dude, talk about somebody that accomplished everything in life. He got in the ring. He got in the ring with Larry Holmes, and he had a lot of great boxing matches. And he was in Raising Arizona, both.
Raising Arizona. He was in Gene Hackman's best movie, Uncommon Valor, which was a great movie. Reb Brown, Patrick Swayze, Gene Hackman,
Golden
Fred
Child,
Ward, Golden Child, Ace Ventura.
Yeah, Ace Ventura.
Blind Fury. He was
in anything.
Anything. He was all kinds of shit. And Raising Arizona is probably the best.
He was. I
think he's still alive.
I don't think he's dead.
No, he's still going.
No. Randall?
No.
Yeah, he's still alive.
And the thing about
he's actually not as old as a lot of people think either. He's like Mom's age.
Yeah, and he got into boxing late in his life. He wasn't like someone that boxed. That a lot of they start young.
Mm-hmm.
So he just got by and just being tough and just wearing the other guy out.
Yeah.
literally getting hit till the other guy got tired.
Exactly. Yep. He was great.
Actually, the reason I know he's still alive is because I just looked him up last week.
Oh,
Or 2 weeks ago. Somebody was asking
played
about
for
like,
the Green Bay Packers.
yeah, somebody was asking me at work about like
It's a different Randall Cobb.
they were talking yeah.
Was it the Police Academy movie where he did the camp down? They were dancing in the cells, and he was the leader of and then they all got out. They all escaped. He was one of the prisoners. I think it was a Police Academy movie, and they was like, "All right, let's go, boys!" And they're doing the dance, and then the next scene they use it as a distraction to get out of the jail.
You know what? I don't remember.
I think he was at Police Academy like 5 or 6. Whenever they're in Miami, I think it was.
That was 5. Was Mission Miami?
I was gonna say Mission Miami, right?
Or Miami.
And they had
Miami.
They had the
Assignment.
convention for the cops down there.
Yeah. And
I
that's when
believe
they wrote on what's his name's chest and the suntan
Dork.
lotion.
Hey, Dork.
Yeah.
Hey, Dork.
Thaddeus Harris. Where is Proctor?
Remember how he was in the first movie and then he wasn't in the second, but then he was back in the third?
Yeah.
That never made any sense to me.
Who?
Harris.
Thaddeus Harris.
Yeah.
That was.
Randall Cobb is 72.
It's not that old, really.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to find if
considering how long he's been around.
Yeah.
No, you think about it. Raising Arizona was 35 years ago.
I remember he was in movies in the 70s. I remember him like having bit parts and like
Yep.
you know.
Citizens on Patrol, number 4.
Okay, that's the one.
Yep.
Citizens on Patrol.
I remember him in something in like probably the 70s, late 70s. I just remember going, "Wow, what a scary looking dude." When I was a little kid, you know.
The thing about him, he always played a bad guy. He was a fighter.
Yeah.
He's an extremely sweet-hearted man.
Yeah.
I bet.
He's just
The first thing I remember seeing him in was I watched Uncommon Valor with Grandma one time when I stayed at her house. That and then Walker, Texas Ranger, and a bunch of other stuff that Grandma always watched, wrestling. But then, like the next year or something, I was at Frank's and I watched a movie called Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer.
Yep.
amazing. Yeah.
And Rutger Hauer cut him in half and knocked him through a window, and he fell
Sure
in half
did.
as he's falling down the mountain.
The great Rutger Hauer.
But before that, Rutger messed him up a couple times. Just saying.
I remember a movie with Rutger Hauer where he was the leader of a raiding gang in the Renaissance or medieval times. I don't remember the name of the movie, but there was like rape and pillaging in that movie, and it was pretty over the top. And I watched it when I was down south when I was like 14 or 15.
Only one I could think of off the top of my head was he was in Lady Hawk.
I don't think it was
That
Lady
was
Hawk,
Matthew Broderick and.
but I'm
Michelle
pretty sure it was Rutger Hauer though, and he was basically a mercenary raider guy, and then
Sounds awesome.
he split off from the prince because they just didn't get along, and then they beefed, and then in the end there was the final fight between the two.
Huh.
He was not a hero in the movie. He was definitely not a good man, but he had likable qualities
Rutger Hauer.
besides the rape, I guess.
Let's see here.
Alan's got the.
It was sometime in the 90s or 80s. That's all I know.
Nighthawks.
Is it?
No, Nighthawks was Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
That was a cop movie.
Chanel.
See, I can't think of any other people that were in that movie.
Chanel Solitaire.
Oh, that sounds lame.
Not it.
The Osterman Weekend.
That definitely
He's in
wasn't
a
it.
I want to watch The Hitcher.
Terror in the Isles. Lady Hawk. Flesh and Blood. Wanted. Dead
Wait,
or Alive.
Wanted Dead or Alive wasn't it? No.
No.
Escape from Sobibor.
Oh, how guys escaped from Sobibor?
The Legend of the Holy Drinker.
Maybe.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll find it one day. It's worth a try. It's worth a look. It was because it wasn't really high budget at all, at all.
I don't think a lot of his
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of them in the 90s, man. I mean, starting in the 90s.
Wasn't he from Europe originally? Even though
He's
Yeah.
like Netherlands or something.
Yeah, he's from.
Because he looks Nordic as fuck.
Oh, he definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like him and Mads Mikkelsen. They're the most
They're related.
Nordic looking guys there are.
He was born in the Netherlands. He died in the Netherlands.
Yeah. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen's the one that's there's tons of memes of him drinking during interviews. He just he's always just he's always like pouring. Looks like clear. Looks like vodka that Mads likes. And he's just fucking drinking away. Hope Brian's okay.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know.
Hey, this is showtime here. You know?
Yeah, we're here to do a show. Damn it.
We don't use cell phones.
Yeah, we're here to make money. Okay, we're here to make money and make it big so we can quit our jobs. That's the whole point.
That's yeah. I want to move to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess anyway.
It's just warm down there.
So
well, although they're getting some winter, but I want to move like way down.
Yeah, I go. Yeah.
Like get to the ocean.
To the ocean. Yeah, that far down.
Yeah.
That's how far down you want to go. Is all the way to the ocean.
I just think that it'll probably be like, because like I just want to live by the ocean, but I don't want to really live in California, and I don't want to live in like
Florida or
swamp water, fucking Louisiana.
Florida.
I don't believe that Florida is going to be there for a real long time.
Yeah.
I think Florida is going to get swept away.
Yeah.
Kind of like California.
Yeah, but yeah, California's going to break off. Florida's going to.
Florida's just going to kind of dissolve.
Well, another thing, people keep moving there, just dissolves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, the thing, they have a huge problem there with invasive species because the climate and all that water and moisture is perfect for every reptile there is.
Yep.
So idiots have buy exotic pets like boa constrictors and fucking pythons, and they flourish down there.
And then they go, oh, I don't want it no more, and let it go.
Yeah, and they got such a problem, and it's like carp. You catch one, you're just supposed to kill it, and not not try to preserve it. And invasive species of Florida, big time problem.
Is everything all right? There's so there was no excuse for you to interrupt our show with your
well, I wasn't really saying
absenteeism.
anything. I wasn't saying anything at that point, so I don't think
there was nothing to take away.
No.
I'm going to interrupt it and put annoyance outside. Dale, come on.
They just got back from their play, so she just wanted to let me know they're on their way home. So
they went to a play.
Yeah, they went to see Beetlejuice.
Plays are gay.
No, these new wave of plays.
Plays are for queerosexuals.
These new wave of plays they have nowadays are all
I know there's a lot of good ones.
But it was Beetlejuice, so everybody's seen it. Craig saw it the other day.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Jay saw it last Saturday. Craig saw it Sunday. My family saw it tonight.
Where's it at?
It was till tomorrow. It's at the Opera House. That's done.
We're about to get some fresh entertainment. Dale's going to jumper. I can tell.
Who's in it? Matthew Broderick?
No, it's a touring version. You're not getting any big stars in anything like that. They don't do the touring versions.
No Michael Keaton.
Although Tom Bosley did Showboat back in the day when I saw it, so that's true.
The great Tom Bosley?
Yeah, Mr. C.
Wow.
Glad. Trash Bags.
Father Dowling
Mysteries. Oh yeah. But no, they were just coming back from that. She's like, well, I'm gonna go home and do something. I'm like, you need to go home and go to fucking bed because you got to work in the morning and make me money.
Went way back on the Father Dowling, man. Nobody knows that one.
I used to watch it.
No.
Yeah.
It was on. They did. It's like Matlock followed by Father Dowling Mysteries.
It's funny because like the other day, last week, I was like, yeah. I go, they rebooted. I said to Mom, they rebooted Night Court. I go, it was pretty funny. I watched the first episode.
First two were okay. I haven't watched anything.
I haven't watched anything. I said they were pretty good. Mom's like, oh yeah, it's like really. She goes, they're brilliant. Yeah. She's like, they're rebooting some shows. She's like, they're rebooting Matlock. I'm like,
yeah, but they're changing up.
I go, oh yeah. And she goes, that was a good show. I go, yeah, if you were old.
It was very popular.
But
show.
I didn't say it. I didn't want to say it to Mom because it was an old person show back then. It wasn't a good. I never watched it.
No, I don't remember.
I'm not going to watch the new one because I'm not 70.
Yeah.
Yet.
And there's some entertainment that's specifically for old people.
Right. Like
just
Blue
the way
Bloods.
it is.
Like Blue Bloods.
No, man. You're getting it wrong. Blue Bloods is not for old people.
It's like Nash Bridges. No.
It was right.
I mean, even
Walker.
at its time, did anyone under 48, even in the 80s, watch? I'm just as a stab at you.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 50.
I'm 49.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. Anyone under 48?
Yeah.
Did they watch Matlock? Did they watch Columbo?
No.
Did they watch? There's a bunch of them.
Well, only when I was at my grandma's house.
Right.
I'll tell you this: every time I watch Columbo with my grandma and grandpa over there,
I love Columbo.
I would get into it.
Yeah.
But then I would never watch it on my own.
No.
It's kind of like It's kind of like the 600-pound stuff and all the fat people stuff. I don't have cable over here, so I only watch it when I'm with my mom.
Yeah, you're not going to go out of your way to watch it.
Yeah, I do.
I was going to ask you.
By the way, Chris's voice is worse. It's so bad now.
I was going to ask you because your mom watches the 1,000-Pound Sisters, right?
Yeah.
With Chris. He's like, come on, give me
Have you guys seen the new?
Yeah.
I think it's a new one called 1,000-Pound Girlfriends or something like that.
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's like 4 fat bitches.
Well, that's only 250 pounds, though.
That's what. Then they have this thing
No,
called.
I think they're girlfriends of each other, and they each weigh 500 pounds, and there's 2 sets of them or something.
Did you guys see that fucking MILF Manor thing, or have you seen that shit?
No.
Yeah,
It's
like,
the most. I said, Mom, I go, this channel is more degenerate than anything I
There's like-
watch.
Is that TLC also?
There's like a clip or something where this lady walks out to meet like the kid, and the fucking one kid goes, "Mom."
Yep. They have it's I don't know 10 or 12 women
Yeah.
that are like in MILFs
Yeah.
and their sons,
Yeah.
and then they're hooking up with other dudes' moms.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know if this is true, but I heard it on another podcast that they're fucking grope. They're trying to by grope feel. Guess which one's their son?
What?
Which one's their son? By the grope feel, like you feel their son's dick. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
That's fucking weird.
It is the most degenerate show I've ever seen.
And it's on the Learning Channel.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. They don't call it that anymore. Obviously, it's just TLC.
It is fucking unbelievable.
That's nuts.
And and you're it's like a real world. People are hooking up, banging, and fucking, and it's mother and sons in there.
You made me think of this. I don't watch the show, but the commercial I kept seeing for it, the dating show, The Bachelor.
Okay,
The new season started.
Yep.
I don't care, but I've never watched a show once in my life. But when you said MILF Manor and the grope thing, it made me think of that.
Yeah.
So they were partying and stuff, and this one in the commercial, she was partying with them, and then all of a sudden she passed out, and then she's like, "I didn't pass out from the alcohol." 'Cause she was obviously.
Oh yes.
I didn't pass out from the alcohol. I passed out from love.
No, she said it wasn't. She blacked out. She goes. I didn't black out from drinking alcohol. I blacked out from love.
And she said it straight up like that. I was dying.
Yes.
Oh, my
I
God.
saw
You
it.
stupid lush.
I saw it, and I'm like, yes, because love makes you black out when you drink.
And then the
fucking
next
2
girl,
bottles of wine.
the next girl in the same commercial, the next girl was like, basically saying that like either I'm gonna win or I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down if I don't win.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's like woo cop cars and he's crying in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this show? This is on network television.
Yeah.
And then one of those girls is gonna be, because they always do it, if it's on the Bachelor, always comes from the Bachelorette. He's one of the contestants, and then vice versa. The Bachelorette always comes from the Bachelor.
Yeah.
So one of these girls, these crazy bitches, is going to be the next Bachelorette.
It's gonna be amazing.
I just don't.
Dude, oh, that fucking, when she said that, I go, yeah, because
Yeah,
That
I
show,
lost
dude.
it.
I'm like, because 2 bottles of wine won't make you black out.
No.
Only love will do
Love will
that.
do
Yeah,
that.
love will do it.
Yeah.
Totally
love
blacked
itself.
out.
I'm like, only love. I'm like, you blacked out from love. What? The first time you met the dude? What? Because of his bank account? What?
Probably.
You know?
Probably.
She got
Like
fucked into a
seriously,
canatotic state.
like seriously, if a girl wants to win on that and like basically just sit back and secure herself, the first night, suck the guy's dick like he's never had it sucked before, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then look at him and go, I'll do this every night for you. And that's it. That's it.
But then they all would do that tactic.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's no downside to that, but for the guy,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then, they'll all be crying at some point, and who cares? One of them's going to be your girl.
or the
Well, then you just
Tia
pick the best
Tequila
one.
or whatever had her own show, and she had, because she's bisexual, she had girls and guys. But then they started banging each other because there's girls and guys, and every bisexual is probably lying about it.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's.
It was,
They probably favor something, you know what I mean?
Basically, somebody.
Oh yeah, I'm bisexual.
Somebody said it to me years ago.
I'm
and it might have been our cousin that said it, who is a lesbian, but she might have been her.
Well,
that
that's
said
a
it.
real thing, but bisexual.
No, but it might have been her that said it about bisexual when I was like, oh, yeah, this girl, I think it was her, or it was somebody that we were with. I was like, yeah, this girl's saying she's bisexual, this one's saying he's bisexual. And she goes, no, they're just greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was, I'm almost positive it was our cousin.
It sounds like something. She has a good wit.
Yeah, she's
She's like, she goes, no, they're just greedy.
They're just greedy. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That does sound like something she would say.
It just stuck with me forever.
It was like your brother said, though, the only taboo thing left is make a flaming total gay guy and a butch lesbian, and they gotta passionately make out first too, before it gets going.
Yeah,
and they're gonna it's the only taboo that hasn't been.
Like
that's like
they're like
the next season of Fear Factor.
Like, give me a minute, just give me a minute, okay?
that could be a Fear Factor episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like straight up. Yeah, you got like
you're gonna have to kiss her on the mouth,
eating puss, blowing dick, the whole fucking shot, babe. Yep, all of it.
You gotta do it all.
Yep. Yeah.
So, fast food. I haven't had fast food in a while, and then we had it like twice this week, which killed me. But I haven't been to McDonald's in a while. Like, I've had McDonald's probably like 6 months ago, but I haven't actually gone to McDonald's myself in a while. And we were out, and we're like, let's grab McDonald's and we'll go home and eat. Their fucking drive-through, okay.
Is it the one by us?
This one right here.
No, they all have that.
It's set up.
The two drive
thing.
There's yellow lines.
Yep.
You get in the yellow line, and when you go up near the things, then you break off. You either go into the lane here or this lane here.
Yeah.
Because you go to the next available spot.
Right.
You're in the line.
Yep.
But you get people pulling up next to the line, and because no one's pulled up into the second outside line yet, they're cutting in front of people to get to the speaker before people. So you got people sitting five cars back. These people are just driving up and going up behind the secondary line thinking, oh, there's two separate lines. No, there's one line that splits off when you get to the
window,
to the two separate speakers.
No, they don't follow it. They never will, and it's not going to happen.
And my wife couldn't figure out why I was losing my mind. I'm like, because they're cutting people off. This lady just cut in front of everybody, 4 cars behind me, and she got ahead of the car ahead of me because he was sitting waiting to see which one he was going to go to. There's rules for a reason.
Yeah.
When you go to these places.
Yeah.
That's why.
But the thing is the reason they started doing the double line, because White Castle was the first one to do them.
Yeah.
The reason they started doing it was so that, obviously, to have more capacity, but they purposely basically just said, well, no, whatever lane you want to, it doesn't matter. You can form 2 lanes. We don't care.
But our White Castle has cement barriers, so you can't cut into a separate line.
Yeah, that's the way it is now.
It's the way it is now. That's the way McDonald's should be, too.
Yeah.
Because if they're pulling up and there's a secondary line, all of a sudden the people that are parked over here in the diagonal can't fucking pull out of their spots.
I'm dead serious. I don't go because of that. I won't go.
I remember why
I don't want to
stopped
deal
going.
with it. I can't take it. Like, I want to hurt somebody.
The last 5 or 6 times I had McDonald's is because Danielle went and picked up on her way home because she can deal with the line. I can't. That was the first time I've been on that line in probably 3 years, and I cannot do it. I cannot do it. These people are causing me chest pains because they can't wait in line for an extra 5 seconds. You just cut off people. When is it okay to you see people in line, you know what they're waiting for. If you cut in line, you die.
Well,
that's the way it's supposed to be.
Now let's not.
I think he's right.
Let's look at this rationally too.
It's on the ground. It shows you how to do it on the ground, and there's a sign that says what you're supposed to do.
We also have to look at the fact that a large percentage of people in this country are full-blown retards.
That's true.
Well, yeah, and they're selfish on top of it.
Now, I'm not talking about special needs rides the short bus. I'm talking about retards.
No, they choose to be. It's a choice. It's a way worse kind of retard.
Yeah, yes.
Here's the second part of that
story.
story.
They might have a normal IQ, but they'd make retarded decisions.
Mm-hmm. Here's the second part of that story. So I've told you before that I'm a big fan of the Idiots in Cars, the videos on YouTube and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I love it because
it is. I think I've seen it.
Well, if not, just go on YouTube, and the channel is called Dashcam Nation, but the videos are called Idiots in Cars. I think they're up to number 118 now.
Yeah.
They do one every 4 days.
Dashcam Nation.
Yeah, that's the actual
on
channel.
YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm watching it, and sure enough, this is right after this happened. There's a guy who was in line at McDonald's, and someone decided they were going to pull up into the second line, and they got into a fight. And my wife was like, I don't understand what his issue is. I'm like, what do you mean you don't understand?
He has every right.
That guy skirted the system.
Exactly.
He's trying to take advantage of it. He's cutting ahead of all these people. And one guy's like out of his car yelling at the guy's like, there's yellow lines. This is the lane.
Well, if
and he's fighting with this black guy, and they're getting into it. They didn't fist fight. And the guy who was sitting there recording it, finally after 5 minutes, because they weren't moving and they were blocking both lanes, he just backed all the way up and just left.
I would too.
I'm just at that point, I'm going in.
Yeah.
If I want McDonald's that bad, I will walk into the store and buy it.
Well, the thing is, they need to just go with a one lane, and just so there's no doubt who does what.
Yeah.
Because people just are going to always do that. They're going to always cheat.
Or do the cement border.
Who even has the 2 lanes anymore?
Or do the cement border.
Or do the cement border. Taco Bell doesn't have 2 lanes.
No.
Burger King doesn't have 2 lanes.
I also don't like how they have the trap fucking island where you're trapped.
I don't like that either.
You need to be able to escape.
There's got to be some escape from like the Taco Bell drive-thru up here. You can't escape.
I remember one time a fucking bum came in a trench coat. I can't move. He's like, "Hey man, I'm stuck here."
If that guy had a gun, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have. He was okay once. I don't got no money, so he left and everything. But I'm thinking if that guy was a lunatic and wanted to heckle me and be a dick, I'm stuck.
White Castle's is the only double drive-through that works. The only one here that works because you can't. There's no getting around it.
Can't skirt the
There's
system.
only one speaker, but 2 lines after the speaker. Yeah. That's fine too. You could do that way.
I forgot to tell you, I had a road rage incident the other day.
Oh, did you?
I took that one street that basically runs the length of Roseville.
Okay.
And I took it. I went from my sister's to this party store here.
Yeah.
And I was like, the party store because I dropped my nephew off. And there's a dude. He gained on me so fast. I was going.
All the time.
I was going like 30, which I'm speeding.
Yeah, it's 25 down there.
But he comes flying up to me and then does the like back off thing and then the refly, like trying to like bully me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what, it's not worth it. I'm gonna just let it go, because I was gonna turn left, to go to that party store. And you're not supposed to skirt around somebody to turn right. He fucking he's up on the curb, to turn right. And I said, hey, I'm going like this to him, and he's acting like he's doesn't see me. And then he tried to do the like bitch thing where when
he flips you off when he's turning.
I turned right. I chased him, and he's like, "We're going down side street." I just had it because I saw what a little fucking twerp he was.
Yeah. Yep.
I had no intentions on touching him. I had in my mind, I was like, "I'm not gonna bother this guy. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not even gonna say a word. I'm gonna make him think I'm gonna come in after." I really was. I was just scaring him. And I'm going down side streets and everything.
Telling you, man.
Just to prove a point.
You should. Because I leave for work at like 5:40 in the morning, so not quite as early as you, but early enough.
It's like, dude, if you're gonna act that way and act tough, you better be able to at least beat someone up.
If you're gonna do
be
it,
a little twerp ass pussy.
Don't wait and try to do it as you're pulling away, so they can't do anything about it.
He did the bitch move.
You don't do that. You do it right in their face. But
plus he's up onto the curb. He's sitting up on the curb to get around me. Like, or you're being a little dramatic here, asshole.
Yep. And plus, they always do it. That street, they've always sped down that street. They do it on my street too, but I can't figure that out.
I chased him until we got to kind of by your house.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
It's
probably one of my neighbors then.
Just
He had a red pickup truck. Hey, you in a red pickup truck?
I know who you're talking about. No, I don't.
I just remember last year the kid by my house when I was walking, the kid, that little ginger pussy motherfucker. I know what car he drives, and now I know where he lives too.
Mm-hmm.
And he fucking threw the trash out right at my feet, out of his car at a stop sign. And I go, "What the fuck, man?" And he looks at me and goes, "Fuck you," and he drives off. And I go, "I'll remember you, you little ginger faggot."
Yeah. No,
I just pointed at him. I'm like, "I remember you."
I hate people, man.
Yep.
The funny thing is,
and I know where he lived. I knew he lived in our neighborhood, and now I know because I walk through that neighborhood all the time. Guess what? I saw his car.
So I just think I let it get to me because when I'm in my work truck, I can't get mad, so I don't do stuff like that. I don't even honk at people anymore. But when that dude did that. Because he was riding up on me, and then I flipped him off, and he did the bitch thing after he knew he was. I went after him.
I got out in the garage the other morning, and when you come to that first light, which is in front of the dealership,
Asshole.
and then the next light's 12 mile, right? So there's like 100 feet between the two lights. So I was in the first lane, and this guy in a Charger came up, and he was in the shoulder lane next to me. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna turn at 12 mile, and which you're not supposed to drive in that shoulder lane. It's just for getting over and turning, obviously, but it's not a driving lane. Obviously, it's a shoulder. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, and I go, and all of a sudden he like and guns it just to get in front of me. So I obviously turned on my brights and left him in his face the entire time he's in front of me.
As you should have.
At 5:40 in the morning. So probably blinded him, and then all of a sudden he gunned it and took off. And in order to make if you leave the light before 12 mile, in order to make the one at Utica, because they change all the timing, you have to go 60 miles an hour. Well, he sure enough did, and he made the light, and I didn't because I was only going 45. So I made the next light, but I got caught at Utica. But then a weird thing happened. The light at Martin changed and was red, which I've never seen it turn red any morning I drive through there.
Nice.
So he got stuck.
But now you had him.
But then it's a shorter light, so it changed at the same time as the light I was at, so I couldn't catch up to him. Plus, I was driving my wife's minivan. It doesn't move like mine.
Yeah.
And he basically changed lanes like 6 times in a less than mile stretch, and he ended up being 10 feet ahead of me at 11 mile. So I turned my brights back on again. And then all of a sudden he shoots over to the third lane and takes off. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I don't know what he's doing.
The guy I work with, he worked days with me, and now he's working nights. He was telling me the other day that he was coming home. It's like 3:30 in the morning. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and he said, "I'm coming down 696." He lives in St. Clair Shores. He's coming home, and he goes, "I see this dude flying up, and I don't think nothing of it, He goes, and he flies up on my ass. There's 3 extra lanes.
Yeah.
And he's riding my ass.
Oh God, that's such a pet peeve of mine.
And he's riding my ass. So I just said, I got over, and he's starts fucking with him. So he's like, dude, he's got a V8. He goes, this guy's got this little pussy ass fucking car, He's like, so I just fucking punch it, and I'm doing 100, because he's afterward he said he's trying to get around me now. There's no other lanes to get around him.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I just started doing 100. And then he fucking, that dude, I leave him in the dust. And he just comes racing back up on me. And then he cut him off to get off the freeway.
God. No, the gross spec right here is 3 lanes.
Yeah.
I don't drive fast in that pickup. So I stay in the right lane out of people's way until I get close to work.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning someone's up on my ass, and there's not a lot of traffic yet.
No.
And I'm like, why are you there's 2 lanes. You can just, I'm in the slow traffic. I'm doing the right thing. I'm in the right lane. I'm out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
You can go right around me, but they don't.
No.
They want you to speed up.
Yep.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is with people. Go the fuck around me.
They either want you to speed up or move out of their way.
Yeah.
Because some of them I know ride your ass, and then you get over, and then they just take off.
Yeah.
And then they ride the next person's ass.
Yeah. And when I'm in a hurry, for one thing, I don't go in the right lane.
Yeah.
And then I go in the middle or left lane for starters. But if someone's slow, I go around them.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yep.
I don't know what but it's people are they got this weird thing. Another thing too, people will try to shoot around me. They'll try to shoot around me to the right. So because in my work truck, I'm in the second to right lane, not the first.
Yeah.
That's our truck fast lane.
Yeah.
And I go 65, 70. You can get away with 70.
That way, anybody merge on the freeway, you're not.
I'm not dealing with them. And again, it won't even be thick traffic. Someone will try to shoot around me to the right, and then they don't make it, and then they're mad at me.
Yeah.
They're like, because they didn't make it around me to the right. I didn't slow down or whatever. It's like, dude, I'm going a consistent speed. There's 2 left lanes here. You could you can go 90. It's open.
Go to the left.
But they get mad that they try to go to didn't you watch Days of Thunder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't pass to the inside
No, they did. They didn't watch Days of Thunder.
They didn't. They did themselves a disservice.
Yeah.
But it's been happening every morning now on 696. The left lane is the fast lane. It's the fast lane. Now, I don't expect people to go 90 miles an hour in the fast lane. But if there's people in the third lane going 75, if you're in the fourth lane, you can't match their speed or go slower than them.
That's
Yeah,
called
It's camping.
that's called
Yeah.
a Mormon roadblock.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's
So,
what they used to call them out
especially
in Utah.
yesterday morning. So I make my way over to the left lane because it's the only lane moving. I get behind this Equinox, and she's speeding up, and she's going past people, and all of a sudden she's slowing down, and then she's speeding up, and then she's slowing down.
Oh yeah.
She's on the phone.
That's what I thought too, but I didn't see her on the phone. She was just up on the steering wheel. This younger,
Like scared or whatever.
like mid-20s
Yeah.
black lady.
She's one of them people that fucking constantly
Speed up and slow down. And also I could smell weed, and I don't know if it was her
You just
car
said
or the other
you
car.
just said one of them people. Yeah, this black lady. It's like one of them people.
I didn't even catch that.
Oh no! Yeah,
That's
I
a
was gonna say
drop.
one of them people that fucking gas.
He just said black lady, and you said one of the people right after he said it.
I didn't even realize.
But so she did the entire way, and
I
then
didn't finish my sentence.
finally she had enough speed, or the guy kind of got over in the lane next to us, the right lane next to us, just before the big huge mound road curve, and I was able to get over, gun it, and go past her, and she's up on the steering wheel, and I'm like, what the fuck is she doing?
Yeah.
And at that point she was going 71 miles an hour in the left lane on 696. You can't do that, but it happens every twice a week at least. It happens where I'm trying to go fast because I'm late. You're making me later than I already am because I'm not leaving my house in time.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. But I'm in the left lane. I'm expecting to go at least 75, 80 miles an hour because I know that right lane's going 75 or 80 miles an hour. And you can't match their speed. You can't do it. Otherwise, why are you in the left lane? Get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
That's
Move.
my rules.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
And I'm not even the fastest one. Even if I'm going 85 in that lane, I'm not the fastest car in that lane. There's people gaining on me.
There's some people that no matter how fast you go, they're still not happy with it.
I'm telling you.
I've done that. I've done it before just to see.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go 100,
It doesn't.
and I swear to God, some motherfucker will
All
come
the time.
up on your
Still-
ass.
yeah.
all the
That's
time.
what I'm saying about the people that ride your ass. There are people who ride your ass. They do it just so you'll move out of their way. Then they go right to the next person and do it again. They don't care. They just don't want. It's like
They got to be the fastest guy
yeah,
or whatever.
or the first. They can't have anybody in front of them. Yeah.
When I was going to pick you up tonight, so I was same light. I was at the light in front of the Masters
Fuck
car
people
wash.
like that.
The car wash where you and Jay used to work together. Not together, but it's different times. Right there on Gratiot before the 12-mile light.
Who worked there?
Jay Fortney, remember we talked about it? You guys knew the same guy from Master
yeah,
Car Wash?
Cat.
Or Dave, Bills, whatever it was called before that.
It
You know.
was, it was Shine Bright.
Shine Bright, thank you. I couldn't think of what it's called. It's called Master or whatever it is now.
No, it's Marco's now.
Oh, is it? There's no, I thought it said Master.
Masters got
You
bought out.
tired of being in that
Anyways,
room?
I was at that light.
Mhm.
But if watch, if you pay attention, if when you take off from that light, there will be somebody that takes off from that light at the same time as you, and they will gun it because they know if they go 60 miles an hour, they will make all the lights all the way
Right.
to 11 mile.
Right.
And you watch, you will see it now because it happened again tonight where
Mhm.
another person did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no cop stopping them from doing it.
Which is crazy because they've been pulling people over left and right in the evenings and shit now.
And you know how I've worked where I've worked for 23 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And that
That's
road
it?
that road that I take to work.
Yeah.
There's barely ever any cops monitoring it. People go 70
Yeah.
on that motherfucker.
Oh, nobody
I go 50 in the right lane and people are mad at me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the right lane. It's not a freeway.
The only time is down like towards Fraser. Those are the only times.
Yeah, that's when the cops start
Yeah.
enforcing that actual
Yeah.
law.
But like nobody. They're the only ones that sometimes do.
It's just there's not a lot of residential though. It's all business. And
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
so
Give
they
a
don't
shit.
give a fuck, man.
No.
They just
I'll tell you where they would make a mint. They would make a $1 million a day. Maybe not that much, but they make a lot of money if they
and
would
you're
just
not overstating.
if they would just enforce the driving and the parking by the fucking high school, where you're not supposed to park on the house side of the street.
Right.
and they do anyway.
They do anyways.
Mhm.
They stop and drop their kids off there, so their kids are crossing through traffic to get into the school. They do it every day, and then when you go to pick the kids up, they're parked. There are people parked along the school side, but they're parked in front of signs that say no parking to wait for the kids to come back across traffic.
Dude,
So you basically have enough room for one car
Snitches
to come
get
through.
Why you
stitches.
gotta snitch?
Snitches get stitches, Abram.
It's out of control. And you should see the kids come out of the. I remember how I didn't drive to school, but you did, and I don't remember you doing it, but other kids do it. They don't even look when they're coming out of the fucking parking lot. They just gun it out of the parking lot.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I think
they're
it's,
not.
it's always been that you can't
There's no
park on
point
the
in looking.
opposite side of the street, hasn't it?
Yeah, until 4 o'clock, you're not supposed to park.
Yeah.
And people are doing
They
it.
always did it.
They always did it.
Yeah.
And then when you go around the curve onto Frank,
Yep.
once you get past that guy's driveway on the house, the corner house of Normal and
Yeah.
Frank, you can't park past that up to the past the apartments. They
Right.
still do it. They block shit up. So basically, you got cars coming from both ways trying to get through one way, and you can't do it. And then,
Well, I mean, it's been all the schools, like even right up here at the elementary school, there's always major issues too. I
oh
know.
my God.
You know,
Telling you.
I remember like you guys bitching about that. You know.
The elementary school,
See, I mean,
if
like
everybody followed the elementary school, the one that we both went to school with,
Yeah,
if they followed the way it was supposed to be, if you're coming from that way, from there towards here, you stay on that side. You can't make any left turns into the parking lot. If you're coming from the other way, you have to make right turns. You can only go straight or make the right turn in the parking lot. You can't make any left turns.
they don't abide.
They don't abide. But if they did it, it would work grandly. It'd be awesome. It'd be smooth.
Well-
but no one ever does it.
now I got one of two solutions for this.
I have a final.
All right. The one solution is don't ever have kids. or if you do,
Yeah.
homeschool them.
Yeah, you can do either thing.
I've come to the conclusion that, that's like I might know a lot of stuff, and I might think I would like to teach people some of the stuff I know. I do not have the fucking patience for homeschooling.
No.
I could not do it.
You
Because-
gotta be.
Well,
Everybody-
I didn't mean me homeschool my kids.
I know.
I meant like somebody else homeschool them. Like I'll find like some
But
homeschoolers.
the parents that homeschool their kids, you are better than me. I could not do it.
Yeah.
I spent half a day with I love my kids. I can hang out with them.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to show them something or teach them something, I got about half an hour where I can show you how to do something, and I can't do it
And
anymore.
then they get mad.
I watched this.
Then you get mad. Yeah.
I watched this clip of this lady. She's like showing her kid. She's like, all right. So like you got 3 plus 2. What's that? And he goes 5. She goes, all right. So Johnny's got 3 apples. And then Billy gives him 2 more. How many does he got? He's like, 13. He goes, she's like, no.
Where the fuck
3.
did you get 13
She's
from?
like 3. He's got 3 apples, and then he gives him 2. How many is? He's like 9. She's like, no. And then she does it a third time, and he's like some crazy number, and he goes, it's like 50, 54. She's like, but she smacks him upside the head to some video too, and she goes, what the? And then he's like, I think it's her brother or something. Goes, I'll handle it. He goes, nah, man, listen, man. He's like telling him, he goes 3 plus 2. He goes 5, and he goes, all right. And he's like, now if you got 3, and then your boy gives you 2, how many you got? He's like 17. He goes, man, he just fucking stupid, and he walked away.
I'm telling you, I've like that meme where like the Yoda. I mean, you seen the Yoda meme on Facebook? It's like, now that I'm older and I have kids, I understand why Yoda just got sick of explaining stuff to Luke Skywalker and just died, or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sick of explaining stuff.
Well, the one thing that would probably drive me nuts is if I had kids, I see that you guys who have kids always have to deal with. That would drive me nuts. Is when you tell them a rule. This is what we're gonna do. Why? That would drive me nuts hearing that. Why? When you're trying to you're like, this is what we're doing. And
I don't
why do I got to? I'd
be like,
I've actually got to a point where not in the last few years, but when they were younger, my kids would say, well, why do we got to do that? I've got to a point, it's like, why? Because I fucking said so. That's why.
Right.
I can't do it.
But
why?
yeah.
Because
you
fuck
imagine,
you.
like-
That's why I've actually said fuck. I've actually said fuck you. Fuck you to my kids.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now they're older, I can swear at them all I want.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter that it makes it. Then you probably get harassed. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. I intentionally make it not make sense. You're gonna do it.
Oh my God! I swear to God, My son's okay
because we're fucking doing it.
If I tell my kids to do something, usually my son's pretty quick to react. He's like, all right, get up, and he'll do it. It might take him like 5 seconds to get moving. I'm like, I want 1 second reaction time, but whatever, 5 seconds is cool. Good Lord, my daughter. Oh my God. She drives me bonkers. She will not move fast for anything. It's like, do this. And then she'll be like, I'm getting up, don't worry. I'm like, no, you're not getting up fast enough. Get the fuck up now. Oh my gosh, she drives me nuts. And then we'll argue about stuff and we'll have the same point, but because we're the same person.
Yeah.
Me and Elizabeth are the same person.
Right.
She's me as a teenage female.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. And if I did this would be better.
Like, and we always argue. We argue about shit, and we get into like straight up arguments about shit. And my wife's like, "You two fuckers need to stop it. You're too much alike."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Shut up."
No, we're not.
You shut up and you shut up.
It gets
well,
kind of contentious.
The thing is, my sisters, I know it's the difference between them and me. They were too dumb about their rebelliousness. Me, I would tell my parents anything they wanted to hear. Be like, "Hey, you're gonna do this." And, yeah, sure. Yeah. And I'd get up and pretend I was going to do it. Yeah. And the minute I was out of their sight, I wouldn't until I got yelled at again, and I would buy time. And yeah. But my sisters would try that. They just didn't. They're defiant from the start. Yeah. But me, I would tell them, I go, they would always accuse my parents of favoritism of me. I'm like, they don't like me any more than you two. I just pretend that I'm willing to do what they want. You won't even pretend to do what they want.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Broads, man.
Yeah.
Just always want to fight.
All you got to do is, I remember my older sister, Hillary, my dad, he was like, you're going to sweep the floor because she didn't want to do it. And I don't know, I was like 8, so she was probably like 12 or 13. And he's like standing over her, like using her own arms. Like maybe she's like having an asthma attack. Because she had to sweep. He's like, yeah, you're sweeping, you see? And she's sitting there crying.
Like, why are you touching yourself? Why are you touching
But he was doing it with the sweeping.
Doing it with the sweeping.
That's great.
Because she said she wasn't going to sweep, so he made her do it. He used her own body to sweep.
Put the fucking broom in her hands. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the one time, though, I think my dad just gave up on me. Like, it hurt more than when he yelled, when he didn't even react to it because he was so just disappointed in me. He's like, I want you to do the dishes. I'm like, all right. And I was mad that I had to do them, and I fucking hit the faucet. And the fucking thing snapped. Like that snapped the fucking faucet head. And he looked at me, he's like, I don't even know what to say anymore. He like didn't even get by him not being upset at me. Yeah. I knew that I broke him. And I was like, I feel kind of bad about this. And I started behaving after that. Like, I really did ruin this man's life. I've ruined everything that he's ever done. It dawned on me, I am his problem. God. I mean, I can just imagine if I had a kid and he snapped something I owned, out of anger.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Yeah. I figured he was going to kill me. He didn't.
Neither one of and we don't have a dishwasher, so we wash everything by hand. But
sure you do. You get 2 of them. 3 of them, actually.
Yeah, you got 3.
And that's my other gripe is because back in the day, we're like, Danielle doesn't like doing laundry. So I'm like, fine, I'll do laundry. You wash the dishes. And she's like, deal. Well, I'm still doing laundry, but she has people helping her wash the fucking dishes.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, I don't have it.
BS.
I don't know why anybody hates laundry. It's like the easiest fucking thing.
It's the easiest
You put it in
chore.
a machine and you turn it on. You put it into the next machine and you put another one in this
dishwashing's way worse.
Especially now with pods.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Pod.
I have pods.
Water. Boom.
I'm telling you.
I don't eat them ever. I just use them for...
It's so easy. And she's like, now the folding and stuff I don't like to do.
Folding sucks.
But that was a deal.
Still not too bad.
But that's the deal I came up with. I'm like, she's like, well, you do all the laundry. I'm like, fine, I'll do all the laundry. I'm not folding that shit. She's like, fine, I'll fold it.
Who the fuck cares about folding?
I hang my clothes up.
I will agree with the Honorable Jay Biker Finger about one thing. The worst chore is raking. Raking can fuck off.
Raking can fuck off.
Raking is the worst household thing there is.
All right,
I'd rather put up a fucking fence than rake.
There's a reason I bought
raking.
a mulcher.
Yep.
It's a reason I bought a mulcher.
Well,
fuck raking.
Here's one of the great things about having a big yard, and it's been it gets windy, but basically everything just blows straight across my yard, and all the leaves end up in my neighbor's yards, and I don't have to rake shit most of the time.
Here's the biggest,
And then also mulcher.
the
Raking
biggest
is
problem with
fucking
this-
communism.
The biggest problem with this is that somebody at some point told us we needed to rake our leaves up.
Yep.
Why would we do that? That is a waste of fucking good biodegradable fucking shit.
Gets
for
in your-
grass.
gets
That
your
is
grass.
true. But if you have too heavy of a layer, then it doesn't degrade as quick. You still have to get some of the
That's
leaves
what
on
I
the
bought
The,
a mulcher
the
for.
reality
But
is it just looks like shit.
It also
That's
looks
why
like
people
shit.
got into
Who
it.
gives a shit? It's about the snow on
I
the
agree with you,
motherfucker.
Al. I'm just
It's about the snow on this motherfucker.
there's no one that does less home upkeep than me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But as far as now that my kids are helping her with the dishes and stuff, I'm like, how is this fair?
Oh, it's not. It's never
not fair.
fair. Come on.
No,
No,
and that's
it's
the thing. And they're like, well, we'll start washing clothes
I
and stuff.
got-
I'm like, you ain't touching these clothes
I got
because
a
you
solution
motherfuckers
for this.
will shrink these clothes, and I don't have enough clothes for you to shrink them.
Yeah.
I got two solutions for this. Don't get married,
Don't have kids.
or Sean Connery their ass.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
And
I don't
Like, oh my god, my kids,
that always works.
like Donovan will be like, ugh, if you don't wash dishes, because he's like, I'm not good at it. I'm like, you're doing that on purpose. You're pretending like you're not good at it because you don't want to do it.
That's my old tactic. And I remember my uncle said that to my dad,
Yeah,
and my mom got offended.
but it's true.
But it was totally
Oh,
100% true. It's like
That's-
when you ask Mike to do something, he does a bad job, so you never ask him again. I'm like,
It's
okay, he's 100% correct.
But
When I was 16, absolutely.
I do have a real fucking solution for that one.
Yeah.
When they say, I'm just not good at it, well, that's why you're going to keep doing it.
Yep.
You will improve.
He's gotten to the point where he's gotten better at it now.
Yeah.
But also, I don't use ranch dressing because it's the devil, and I hate it.
I love it, but
I know, but certain people love it.
I'm
Lots of people love it.
I love it certain things, you know.
They like it on fucking everything. Okay, ranch and everything. It's like fucking high school again. We're putting ranch on fucking everything.
It's so
The thing
bad
is,
for you, though.
they don't
It's
rinse
horrible.
it. They don't rinse it off well from their plates when they're done eating.
And it builds up on there like a goo.
So the next day when they're going to fucking wash dishes, this shit won't come off. And I'm like, well, I got a solution for that. You just fucking soak them.
just rinse it.
Rinse it really well, or when you're done rinsing it, also, we got a big the dish tubs in there. Just put soap and water in there and soak them, and then the
That's
next day
it.
we wash them, it just comes clean.
That's one of the few decent habits I have. I always rinsed everything
my plate
because
clean.
because I hated the next. I rinse so good it almost doesn't need to be washed.
Well, like, we didn't have
You
a
know?
garbage disposal. So, like, if you didn't rinse your shit, like, and clean, if you didn't scrape it good and then rinse it good, like, there was a whole bunch of
no,
nastiness. in
Yeah.
they get people like they fucking won't. I remember my nephew. He lived with me. They'd eat like fucking Raisin Bran cornflakes and not rinse it right. Dude,
Oh,
that
God.
shit's like a stalactite in there the
Yeah.
next day if you don't rinse that shit.
That's what they built buildings out of back in the
Yeah,
30s.
like-
Yeah,
Like,
that-
this is what we use between the bricks.
yeah, dude. You,
Oh yeah, I remember. Like, I remember. I know being at people's houses and seeing, like, they
you
would
can remove
just
a tattoo
not-
easier than that shit.
not rinse it good, not rinse it at all, and just
Oh, fuck no.
throw. There'd be a
Fuck no.
thing
No.
full of dishes.
You're gonna be put into a camp if you're one of
Yeah.
the people.
It's like, dude, just rinse them.
But since I made them start cleaning their dishes better when they're done with dinner and stuff, it's been a much easier chore. And Donovan will do it. He'll gripe, but he'll go do it right away. I have to fight with Elizabeth to get it done. Like, it's the only chore you have.
Well, what's so hard
Besides-
about rinsing it?
No, as far as the actual dish washing after the fact. But if you're soaking the dishes or if you're cleaning them right the beforehand, it's easy as shit.
And I remember when I was a kid, I hated when my parents would make me mow the lawn.
That
Now I don't mind it at all.
No.
Dale hit that cord and that fucker blacked out.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's smacking it.
He smacked the cord with his paw, like it's twisted.
That'd be another thing of mine. He's broke. That's weird that she's out. She's been out for like an hour.
So this cord here with the stripes on it is what connects from there to there.
Yeah, it's a HDMI cable. That's all it is.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's okay.
Well,
I probably
like,
need to get a new cable.
his back paw when he was walking over it caught the coil.
Oh,
of
dude,
it.
they're gonna fight. Dale, leave her alone. All right, but
All right, so you were saying you were starting to say something.
I forgot.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know. I just think.
Well,
It
in law
seems to me
school.
it's like one of the few things that, rinse your plates, rinse your
Yeah.
dishes, rinse that shit, because that shit builds up, and it's the worst.
It ain't hard.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest things to do. You run the water. It does the water does the work.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know it's Seinfeld. The water does the work, but it's true.
don't know how much time we have left, but I got one more thing.
15 minutes.
So,
I'll switch to my show's end seat.
the Reddit one I talked about the idiots in cars, but another new one. It's you guys are gonna think this is really gay. New one I've been checking out is a Reddit called Cast Iron. You know what cast iron is?
Yeah, I've cut like fucking
Yeah.
tons of it. Like
Well,
literally tons of it.
You're not cutting this because this is my cast iron cookware, like straight up old school cast iron shit.
Yeah, the cast iron skillet's taking getting back into what do you call it?
We have 5 of them.
In vogue or whatever. It's famous.
We had 2 or 3, and then my mom gave us one with a lid because, and this is the reason Mom gave it to us. She can't lift it.
Yeah.
So it's a great for cooking, but she literally can't move it when it's on the
That's
stove.
the one she
you
just
probably kill a
bought
bear with one of them
last
things.
year.
Well, it's mine. It's in
Yeah.
my house. So on the cast iron Reddit, there's a guy who seasoned it. You know, when we make it so when
Yeah.
you cook something, nothing sticks. It's basically making it like a non-stick surface,
Sure.
protecting the enamel or the cast iron itself. But you don't wash it with soap and water.
No.
Just if you're washing it, you're scrubbing it with just hot water, and that's it. But
yeah,
then you season it.
basically, like the best thing you could do is when you're first done with it, whatever grease, drain it out of it, take it over hot water, and just and scour it, and you're done.
And then some
if
people
you even do that,
or a lot of people. Well, this guy was on the cast iron site. He was seasoning it. So basically, you put a little bit of oil in it, you spread it around, and then you throw it in the oven for an hour to bake it in.
Yep.
This guy did it 100 times.
Yeah, you're not. It's supposed to be multiple. Yeah.
No. I mean, but 100 times, 100 times in
multiple?
2 months.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna find this and show you what this fucking cast iron skillet looks like.
Oh man.
But I'm like, man, that's lame. So what I've been doing is seasoning my cast iron skillets for the last couple of weeks, or since how long have we been off? For 3 weeks. So my time for the last 3 weeks is watching B-rated B movies and shit, and also seasoning my cast iron skillets.
Okay.
So I've had a lot of exciting times since we haven't been on the air. But let me find this. He finally got to his 100th, and look at what the bottom of his cast iron skillet looks like. It's a fucking mirror. That's what he's cooking on. He was cooking eggs on it. He puts an egg on it, and like it doesn't stick whatsoever. Basically, he just turns it this way and just slides right off onto his fucking plate. It's like a fucking mirror. It's insane how much he did to this thing.
Wow.
God, people are obsessed with. They get obsessed with anything.
So I'm obsessed with it now. I've been.
You want a mirror?
I'm not doing quite that because I'm just doing it over the burner. I'm not throwing it in the oven for an hour. I'm just putting a little oil on it, cooking it. You got to let it smoke a little bit so it kind of bakes in, and you just wipe the excess away. Like, you don't want the pool, but you want oil to be on it.
So like my buddy John, like he told, like when I was looking at
People
him,
got different techniques.
He said the best way to do it is like, after you do it like the first time or two, he's like, what he would do is like he'd cook like, whatever in it, meat or fried chicken or whatever. And then he'd clean it out, but he would leave a little oil in it and he'd throw it in his oven.
Yeah, that's what
because he was already baking potatoes or something.
Yep.
So then he would just throw it in there for an hour.
And that's probably what I'll end up doing. But right now I'm just doing it over the burner. So after I scrub whatever, if something sticks on the inside, I'm scrubbing it out with just hot water and then doing the oil.
Yep.
And you don't want to use like too light of an oil because it burns real quick. But like nothing less than like an olive oil. But if you have it, most people, especially I know because your grandma did. I don't know if your mom does, but our mom does. She has a jar of bacon grease.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
we do too. So I've been using just a little bit of that too.
Yeah, the olive oil though you don't want to do too hot.
Exactly. Olive oil's got a lower burning point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice all those iron skillets.
Avocado-
There's a big
avocado oil.
renaissance of it.
Yeah. Well, because they cook the best. They retain the heat better and they cook more evenly. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, but
Dude, like a
you're
steak.
not gonna be able to have them in a couple of years because they're taking all of our gas stoves away.
Yeah.
I ain't taking my gas stove
They're
away.
gonna shut the gas off to everybody's house.
Is that what they're gonna do?
I don't know.
I'd like to see them try.
They're building new houses without gas hookups anywhere.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it wouldn't possibly be that they want to shut it off on you, shut off your power.
Yeah,
Couldn't
they want
possibly be that.
everything to be electric.
Oh my! If I had an electric stove, I don't know what I'd do. I need my gas stove.
Yeah.
I have an electric stove, but
well,
I
the
don't.
good thing is the Asian community is totally bitching about it.
Good.
And you know why? Because Asian restaurants that cook with woks.
Yeah.
You cook with woks or with flame only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So they're saying it's racist. I love it. I love that they're saying
Good.
it's
They're
racist.
going to save us.
Good. Yes. Because fucking.
I agree. It's 100%
Yeah,
racist.
I agree. I'm told. Yep. There's two things that I'm on board with: that and the fact that I think that the Blackhawks should change their name because I'm offended by it.
And we actually just hate the Blackhawks.
That's why I'm offended by it.
I wouldn't like that
So
Chicago.
I want them to change their name
My next thing was I was looking at
to the Blacks.
we have like
Look at represent Chicago.
we have a wok shaped pan, but it's not cast iron. So my next thing was like, I'm gonna find a cast iron wok. Except the problem is I can barely lift the fucking cast iron.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah,
I can lift them, but it's like when you have to like flip stuff around and
that
stuff.
that was the best goddamn thing I ever bought.
You have a good wrist.
That wok.
Strong
It was
wrist.
so beautiful.
My right wrist is fine, but if I'm trying to do anything with my left wrist, fuck that. I'm not gonna be able.
I didn't even spend a lot. I think I spent like $45 on this wok.
Yeah,
I used it. It was like the only thing I made scrambled eggs in it. I made everything in that damn thing. Everything. I would take like flat flank steaks, and I would like grill them. Just get them totally rare, but I just get grill marks all the way around them after I'd season them. Then I'd slice it really thin, and then throw it in with my vegetables and everything in the wok. And I would throw that thing right on the grill.
yeah.
And I'd let the flame, and I'd just cook, and I'd make my fajitas in a wok. They were
It
awesome.
sounded like you said fajitas. I make my fajitas.
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 This is probably one of the most boring segments we've ever had in our.
No, it's all right. It had to be said.
I'm just telling you how boring my life has been since we weren't on the air for the last couple weeks.
You had something else in here I wanted to talk
Me?
about. Yeah, one more. The Faster Horses lineup.
Oh yeah,
And
because
we
they
still don't give a fuck.
no,
What-
I don't give a fuck. That's
No,
why I was
I'm
hoping.
not going to go.
So they announced the Faster Horses lineup.
Frank was supposed to come tonight. We could have talked about
That's
it.
why
now.
I brought it. I included it because I was hoping Frank would be here to talk
Oh.
about things in his life recently,
Yes.
but he didn't. And
Yeah.
Faster Horses, in the meantime, since we've been off the air, they announced their lineup.
Oh.
And Faster Horse, it's like a 3-day thing.
Yeah.
And last year when they announced it, I didn't give a fuck, and neither did anybody
we
else.
still- right.
And now that they announced this year's, I'm not a country fan, but looking at it, it's actually a better lineup than last year, I think. But also, I still don't give a fuck.
No, I mean, I don't
I'm never
like country.
going.
Yeah.
No.
I'm never gonna go.
Well, there's two things about you. You don't like country, and you don't like to drink. So there's like literally no point.
And
for you
also,
to
this
go.
isn't real country. This is pop country.
It is.
So nothing's real
Yeah.
country anymore.
I guess the only thing I want to talk about, I do have Hogwarts Legacy.
Did you get it?
I have not watched a single minute of the movies, and I have not read a single word of the books.
Yeah.
But supposedly you can enjoy the game anyway. I bought it because of the genre of game. It's an RPG, and everybody says it's a really good RPG, and I love RPG.
It's open world and everything.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm gonna play it, and I got it.
Did you get it for the Switch or for the Xbox?
the Xbox.
Okay.
I got it from that way my nephew can play it too.
Yeah.
I got him a Series S because the One X isn't the One X doesn't play if I buy a version of something, the One X doesn't get it anymore because of the enhanced. So
that's why they make it a $70 game now.
so my but coworker paid me back some money.
Oh.
So I got enough to pretty much just buy it outright. I ended up paying $40 on my card so.
Now I heard a rumor that the game is really anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
No.
I swear to God, I heard it. I don't know. I didn't read any details.
I've never seen anyone catch more shit for no reason than J.K. Rowling.
And really, she has nothing to do with this game. It's just
Yeah.
based on characters she created. It's not like she's sitting there creating this game, but something in the game, the people are saying that the game itself is anti-Semitic, and I didn't actually.
Well, then
research
Eric will
it.
buy it. Tell you that.
But I'm trying to think. I've read.
Did you find any anti-Semitism in it?
I've only played a little bit of it. I don't know.
Oh, so you
I'm on the lookout now.
You haven't got to the concentration camp part of it yet.
I haven't gotten to the part where all the blonde guys try to recruit me.
I've read all the books and I've seen all the movies, and I can't think of one thing in this game that could possibly be anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know that people implied that the dwarves in the Lord of the Rings universe are Jews. because they live in the mountains and they're
Well,
obsessed with
Are the
jewels.
goblins in a blockbuster Harry Potter game Hogwarts Legacy racist or anti-Semitic? Newly released video game revives criticism that hook-nosed creatures running wizard bank echo racist tropes about Jews and money.
Is there a grand wizard?
No, but you know that was like in the first and second game they did go to the bank, the wizard's bank, Gringotts, and
Gringotts with a Z.
But but it's all run by goblins.
We're going to Hogwarts,
and they do have pointed ears and hook noses, and they're running all the money. So people back then were like, "Oh, that's kind of." Are you making like some some anti-Semitic thing saying that they're Jews running the bank? Like, no, it's goblins, but it's come back again now.
Oh boy. So I don't know. I'm
probably
gonna play
buy
the game.
It, though.
I bought it. J.K. Rowling has a nice chest, nice rack, if you will.
Who does?
J.K. Rowling. You ever see her chest?
Oh yeah, look good.
She's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have. I'm going to go look.
She's decent looking.
Yeah, she's if you're into that British MILF look.
Yeah.
She's not bad, especially her.
I just never noticed a rack.
Yeah, if she's wearing a nice outfit where you can see them, they're substantial.
Yeah.
I am telling you.
Rackalicious.
Yeah.
They're a bestseller in my book.
They're bestseller. J.K. Rowling. So, I don't know. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I got to find.
Wrap that shit up.
Trying to see some copyright-free music to play.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, I told you, man.
What?
I told you.
Yeah.
I guess I never really paid attention to them.
Fuck.
I guess.
Chalk her up to another one of the British broads.
I'd play with her Weasley twins. That's a Harry Potter joke, sorry, guys. You guys probably don't get that at all.
That's another. That's another big-breasted British broad that I'll bang. Look at all those
Man,
B's I just used.
Yeah, Andy Sedaris did 3 B's. You just did 4. Big-breasted British broad.
Big-breasted British broads I'd bang.
Ooh.
Well,
I like it.
All the B's.
We're going to end it with some AWH music, one of Andrew's hits.
All right.
And you guys follow us anywhere that says Radio Underground, but radiounderground.co is your best
shirt.
one-stop shop.
Sorry, just looking over your shoulder.
Radiounderground.co. See you guys.
Peace.